Hey everybody, happy Monday. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 12. And before we get into it, let me just say that final scene with Wendy and her mom and her sister, it explained a lot. And I have so much to say. I watched the episode twice, like I always do, to make sure that my notes were perfect. And again, that final scene really showed me why Wendy is the way she is and why she's in the boat that she's in currently. Mama Susan, Miss Susan, Susan was out of line. That was unacceptable. And like I told y'all, I have a lot to say. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys get a snack. Sit back, relax. It is we have 3 days until Christmas. So just enjoy yourself. If you're on break, I love it. Like everybody, we're going to have a good time. But Miss Susan was all the way out of order. And I have a lot to say. So without further ado, let's get right on into it because you guys already know that we don't have a minute to spare. Okay. All right. Yes, honey, we did see. You said deadbeat fans, see yourself out. I literally started crying when Susan started yelling at Wendy like that. Hey, hi. Oh, yes, we had a good old time on Twitter because we see each other. Okay. Okay. Baby. Susan, you tried it. The disrespect. The disrespect. And it makes sense why Wendy's in the boat that she's in currently, present day. It is all starting to make sense. I'll say this though, Wendy, this was definitely, I think, her realest moment on the show. We have never seen Wendy that vulnerable, and we finally got a piece to the puzzle of why she is the way she is. Because when she said at the end, they always do this to me, I said, oh, okay. But yeah, it's so crazy to me how Wendy's in the fight of her life and she's giving us her best season, because I have always said this season right here has been Wendy's best. Wendy's never given it up the way she's giving it up right now. Wendy, this is currently your best season, hands down. Okay. Hey, Lency Collier, thank you for the super chat. Happy blessed holiday to all in this chat. Cheers. Yes. Cheers. Okay. I just have water today. Okay. I was going to do a Hugo Spritz again, but I say I need to be clear when I say what I'm about to say regarding Susan and Wendy. So let me just be clear with some water. But the next live, I'll be drinking like I was last night. Susan picking her teeth with that damn fork drove me crazy. I know. I said she obviously forgot that the cameras weren't there because I was embarrassed for her. And she was really digging into those teeth. I said, girl, do you not realize it's going to be on TV? And production did that on purpose to show how crazy she looked. A mess. But guys, let's get into everything. So we open up the episode with the continuation of this horrible Potomac and Ponies party, whatever the party's called. So Angel's still explaining what happened. They were not evicted. She says, I was confused because I did tell the homeowners the exact date. She says, so that's why I was so upset. So now we have Giselle, Wendy, and Jazzy off to the side. And Giselle's like, wait, what is she talking about? What does this mean? And so she says, it all sounds very strange. And I said, Giselle, that's one thing that Giselle does consistently. When somebody's trying to state their case, she's always in the background mumbling, rolling her eyes, not paying attention. If you would just listen to Angel, you would understand what she's trying to say. And also, the gag is the woman wasn't evicted, and you know that. You're just trying to blow this out of proportion and make a big deal about nothing because you have nothing going on. But I didn't like how, as Angel was explaining herself, you have Giselle off to the side, mumbling, not listening to her. Like, just be quiet for 2 minutes and just hear the woman out, please. And it's so disrespectful. If I'm talking to you, give me the courtesy and the respect of listening to me. Whether or not you believe me, just give me that eye contact and shut your mouth. But off to the side, like, what is she saying? This this just sounds strange. I don't believe it, child. It's just like, you can't help yourself. It drives me insane. I can't stand it. I really can't. So now we have Angel says, so any more questions? I was not evicted, home girl. So now Stacey's like, well, what exactly is the definition of an eviction? Maybe we should look it up. So we have Ashley in her confessional. She's reading the definition of eviction. And she says it's, to be ousted, expulsion, to be thrown out. That's pretty much what happened. Once again, this was not an eviction situation. She simply forgot to let the homeowners know the exact dates of when she would be leaving. Period. End of story. We all know that Bobby and Angel have money. So this whole entire conversation is just stupid. It's a moot point. You're trying to shame somebody who's not broke. She's doing better than you financially, and you want to call her broke. Like the jokes truly write themselves. So anyhow, we have Keiarna saying, Angel's been my friend for 20 years. She's always been trustworthy. So for them to put eviction in the same sentence as Angel, come on, leave my girlfriend alone. I said, Keiarna, you have all this mouth in your confessional, but yet when the girls are ganging up on your best friend of 20 years, you're sitting there quiet. Because I don't know about y'all, but as for me, you're not going to be able to joke on somebody that I love in front of me. Like, you can't talk about a loved one in front of me and I'm not going to say something. And the fact that Keiarna was sitting up there eating her food while they were laughing about her being evicted, Keiarna, I can't stand it. You keep saying, leave my girlfriend alone, but yet here you are being quiet when they're talking about her because you don't want to get whacked. So I said, not too much, Keiarna, because you're kind of dropping the ball as a good friend. And let's not forget how earlier this season, you were talking about you were going to chin check your best friend. So not too much about that's your good friend. Your actions are showing that that's really not the case, but I digress. So now Ashley, of course, with that faux concern that she always does, and she says, well, I'm happy to hear that, but there's also been some talk that you purposefully moved into this area to be a part of this group. She's pretty much trying to say, without breaking the fourth wall, that Angel moved here just to be on the show. So Angel says, well, that's not true at all. She says, so I moved here to be with Ashley, Giselle, and Wendy. Like, girl, yeah, right. Now, let's just stop right here. Let's say that Angel did move back to Potomac just to be on the show. A bunch of other housewives and other franchises have done that. So that's not the big joker that you think it is. Kenya moved to Atlanta specifically for Atlanta housewives. Larsa Pippen lives in LA. Well, when she's not filming in Miami, she's back in LA. So it's not uncommon for the women to move just for the show. So even if Angel did do that, that's not the gag that you think it is. And who cares? And girl, where were you living before? You were living elsewhere when you and Michael lived somewhere else, didn't you? And you guys moved to the DMV just to be on the show. So again, not too much. So now Angel says that's not true at all. And so Ashley says, well, I'm glad that you guys are all okay. So again, I can't stand that passive aggressive thing that Ashley does. It drives me nuts. I mean, I would have to check on her on that alone. So now we cut to all the husbands and Greg talking. And so Eddie says, oh, me and Wendy have our 15-year anniversary coming up, and Wendy wants a new ring. I said, I'm sure Wendy does want a new ring, considering how she's still wearing the ring that she claimed as stolen, but I digress. Again, Wendy and Eddie, I know that you guys have to be looking back on this season and just shaking your heads at how you guys have been caught talking about money and flashing your stolen items that you reported stolen. I'm sure it must really hurt at the fact that you guys were so bold to talk about getting a replacement ring, showing off the stolen objects that you're wearing on screen, and the renovations. I'm sure you guys have to be regretting all of it because this is going to hurt your case tremendously. A hot mess. You said their daughter's still waiting on that fourth phone. I am screaming. Yes, scandal or not, Ashley's the easiest read of the group. Eddie and Wendy are the dumbest smart people I know. Listen, a mess. So now we have Charisse walk over to Stacey and her family. And Charisse, it's like awkward. She's like, oh, hi, how are you? And she extends her hand to say hello to Timo. So when I tell you, Stacey had me in tears. She was just like, here comes Charisse slithering on over in her lingerie. This is a family event. Why are you talking to me? Be gone. Now, let me say this. Charisse, you know that you don't like Stacey. You've been rude to Stacey. So why are you going to come over and say hi to her family? Now, Charisse, Stacey's better than me because I would have embarrassed you. Girl, you don't like me. You were sitting up there kikiing and cackling when they tried to embarrass me at Giselle's 10 million downloads party. You don't get the right to come over here and introduce yourself to my husband and my daughter. Absolutely not. We're not even going to play this. And then on top of that, Charisse, you looked a mess. You looked a mess. It's embarrassing how you come on TV with these disheveled wigs, and I don't know what this outfit was. That lingerie bodysuit with the shorts and the jean jacket, girl, you looked a hot mess. I said, Charisse, it did nothing for you. It wasn't flattering on you. You looked terrible. I said, I don't understand why you are so pressed to be back on camera and you can't get this look together. At least give us something to look at. Give us something to work with. And you can't even do that. She looked a drunk fool. A mess. I don't know who she was going to see that night. A mess. You said Charisse is styled by GNA. And I told you guys, I can always give the girls their due. When I met Charisse at the Summer House premiere party, Charisse looked good in person. So I don't know why it doesn't translate on camera. Like I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, like Charisse looks good. Like the wig that she had on was nice. It was laid down just right. That she had like a nice black dress on that hugged her body. It was flattering. I don't know, when she gets on TV, it's like something changes, but she looked a hot mess. A mess. So now we have Stacey walking over to Wendy and Eddie to introduce them to Timo. She says, I want to introduce you guys to Timo. And she says, I'm going to walk Timo out. He has to leave. So they're all like, oh, wait, you have to leave? Like, you just got here. So now Stacey says that we definitely do want to continue the friendship. And then we see Stacey and Timo walk to the door. They give each other a kiss and Timo's gone. Production clocks that Timo was only there for 32 minutes. Now, listen, I'm here for it. Timo knows the deal. He knows how messy and dirty these women are, especially Giselle and Ashley. So he just said hi and bye. He's not trying to get caught up and have them lie on him and have him lose his good job at Audi. So I get it. So, and also, Stacey shut them all up because she did bring him. He's a real person that really is her man. So, again, I was here for it. Timo owes nobody nothing. He was there, he said hi, and then he went about his business. So now we have Wendy reporting back to Giselle and Ashley about Timo's departure. And I said, Wendy, why do you have to go back and tell them everything? Let them find out that Timo's not there. Why do you feel the need to say, oh my gosh, guys, like, Timo just left? I just said, child, it just for me, Wendy, and I've said this before, it just feels like the eagerness to be in with Giselle and Ashley. It felt like you were reporting back to the leader. So now Giselle's like, wait, what? He left? And Wendy says, well, yeah, I think that he's nervous around the group. And Giselle says, no, why are we catering to him? I said, what do you mean catering to Timo? None of y'all are catering to him. Like, what are y'all saying? And he has the right to leave. So now Ashley's like, why are we handling him with kid gloves? I said, Ashley, what are you talking about? Who's handling Timo with kid gloves? Because he left the party after 30 minutes, that's handling him with kid gloves? He doesn't want to be around. And rightfully so. I'm sure he's seen how you guys have done other husbands in the past. So now Giselle says, at first, I thought that he was a part of the rec center staff. And I said, no, girl, that's a lie. Because in the last episode, Stacey introduced Timo to everybody. So now it went from, you were introduced to him and now it's, well, I didn't even know who he was. I thought he was part of the rec center staff. It's just like, girl, you can't help yourself to be nasty. And not too much. Not too much. Because some of the outfits that y'all all were wearing, you could have all been mistaken for the rec center staff. No shade. And girl, I wouldn't say too much with this horrible party that you and Wendy both threw. It was a mess. So now she says, I look up and he's gone. I guess he doesn't know how to have fun. It's not that he doesn't know how to have fun. It's just that he's aware of the nature of these shows and how things can go horribly left and people can lose their jobs and their livelihoods effing around with y'all. Giselle, let's not sit up here and forget what you did to Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett lost jobs and opportunities over you lying on him with a serious lie. So again, a lot of husbands would not be so eager to meet you or Ashley. That's understandable. And Timo does not owe you anything, especially with how you keep treating his wife. So girl, don't start. He's the SVP of Audi, making a nice coin. So I wouldn't mess around with you either. Be happy that he showed up because you've been getting on her about how he's not real. He's a real person. He said hi and he went on out the door as he should. So now it's time for them to play games. As they're getting ready, Wendy's asking Stacey how it's going with her and Tia. We know that Tia and Stacey are on the outs. Stacey had me screaming. She was like, so yeah, about that security deposit, like what's going on? And then Wendy's like, child. So then she turns to Wendy and says, oh, Wendy, I like your belt. What's the name of your belt? Is it called Popeyes? You guys don't understand. The way I started yelling, I said, not Wendy's belt, saying Popeyes. I was screaming. And Wendy, I'm sorry. I'm still not over the fact that you brought that dry Popeyes, that dry, half-eaten, picked over, leftover Popeyes to this family fun day, a complete chop. But baby, yes, she covered the belt's brand. I could not stop laughing. Wendy was embarrassed, honey, because she usually wants to be seen in Dior and, Ferragamo and Fendi and Chanel, but she had some bootleg belt talking about your Popeyes. I said, did she get the belt from Popeyes? Was it a, buy one bucket of chicken and get a free Popeyes belt? So you don't understand. I was screaming so bad. So anyhow, Popeyes. Stacey is hilarious. So anyhow, it's time for the three-legged race. They're having a good time. We see Charisse's son, Jackson. He's there. He's very handsome. He's very handsome, right? So Tia's like, oh my gosh, he's a very handsome young man. So now Charisse is like, hey, Ashley, guess who's here? So we see some old footage from 2 days ago. Ashley, Charisse, and Giselle went out for a cute little girls' lunch. And Ashley brings up Charisse's crab boil from 2 seasons ago, season 8, when NECA was on the show, 2023. So she's like, remember that crab boil at your house? Well, that night I was a bit inebriated and your son Jackson drove me home. She says, well, we may or may not have had a little smooch, like we kissed. So Ashley's super nervous to tell Charisse this. Like she's like, she's sweating. Charisse is like, oh my gosh, here we go. Like what else happened? So now we cut to Ashley's confessional. She says, we got to my house. Jackson had to use the bathroom. As he was leaving out, he was handing me my keys and he grabbed my hand and pulled me into him and we kissed. She says, I saw a different side of him that night. I said, oh, okay. So now Charisse says, oh, okay, so you're out here playing with my son. So Ashley says, no, I think that we both needed a bit of comfort in each other. Like it was just a quick little, it was just that. So Ashley says, just want to know, if we did more than kiss, would you be okay with that? So Charisse says, I have to digest this one. And Ashley says, no, we cut back to the day of the family fun day. And Ashley says, I had no idea that Jackson was coming today. So she remarks how he has those nice, juicy, full lips, right? So let me stop right here because remember 3 episodes ago, Giselle made a comment about how Stacey could not be trusted around people's husbands or children. And I said, what does that mean? To see Giselle cackling and happy regarding Ashley hooking up with Charisse's son, I find that to be hilarious because had that been Stacey or anybody else, they would have called them all sorts of names. In the words of the great Candace Dillard Bassett, the line is always moving. Because for you to sit up there and try to insinuate that Stacey is up to no good and you can't trust her around children, for you to sit up there and laugh about Ashley. Now let me just say this, Greg. Why are we bringing up old T from 2023, 2 seasons ago? At the end of the day, Jackson is grown. It's not like he's underage or he's 18. He's 27, right? He's a grown man. He can do what he wants to do. What can Charisse really can't, I guess, get mad because he's a grown man who, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he is a grown man, right? He's not underage. He's good and grown. He's almost 30, a few years from 30. I just feel like Ashley's very desperate for a moment to bring this up now. And I also feel like Ashley, knowing how you and Giselle act about other women in this group, had this been somebody else, you'd be calling them all sorts of names. I don't like the fact that they're allowed to do what they want to do, but let somebody else do something and it's the end of the world. And I don't really know what to say about old T that was 2 years ago. I can't stand that. I can't stand people who are always saving something with their, in their back pocket. They always want to pull something out of nowhere. And it's like, girl, I thought that we decided not to say anything about it. She can't help herself. But I said, Ashley, I understand that Jackson is a handsome man, but are things really that slow for you where you need to move on to Charisse's son? Like, it's really that tight out here. It's really that dry out here where it needs to come to that. Because of all the men, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting on a lot of levels. But you have Ashley all flustered that Jackson is there. Also, it's clear that something else did happen. Because for her to say, oh, well, I saw a different side of him that night. And then for her to ask, well, if it led to more than kissing, would you be upset? At the end of the day, asking Charisse that is kind of silly. It already happened. You already hooked up. You can't go back in the past and change things. He's a grown man. What can she really do about it? But you know what's funny, though? This situation brought me back to season 1 because, baby, I'm a day one watcher of Potomac, right? I'm not one of the new girls who just started watching. Season 1, I remember when Karen let Ashley know, girl, stay away from my daughter. Raven had just graduated from high school. Ashley had hinted that she could be like a big sister figure to Raven, and Karen was not having it. She said, stay away from my daughter. Let your husband leave it in next time so that way you can have your own kids, but stay away from my child. And Karen cursed her clean out. That was, I think, the season 1 finale, if I believe. But yeah, honey, Karen let her know, stay away from my daughter. That is not your friend. You guys are not peers. You are not going to be her older sister. None of that. Like, you're not her big cousin. Leave her alone. She was clear about that. It brought me back to that. Because the parallels were so funny. Like, you're trying to hang with other people's kids. And Miss Karen said, it's not happening over here. Stay away from her before I whoop your ass. Like, stay away. I'm gonna tell you one more time. Stay away from her. And Ashley didn't say a word. She said away from Raven. I said, I know that's right. Okay. Yes. Karen said Michael needs to ejaculate. Let him leave it in next time. That way you can have your own kids and hang out with them. She sure did say that. Karen was unhinged in those earlier seasons. Okay. You said no big cousin, just a big forehead. Karen didn't play by her kids. Take notes, Charisse. Giselle was Catholic with her mouth full. You said Gollum's proud somewhere. I'm screaming. Y'all have me screaming. Hey, Devonta Franklin, thank you for the super chat. Wendy's mom reminds me of Mama Joyce. They both get defensive when they see their financial provider giving attention to somebody else. Oh, we're going to talk about all that later on, but yes. Hey, UBB Kezo, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, you're doing the Lord's work with all these lives. Happiest holidays from New Zealand. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you too. Hey, Michelle Johnson, thank you for the super chat. Both Ashley and Charisse are desperate. We didn't need this info. Gross boundaries. I agree. I think that Charisse is so desperate to be back on the show. She felt like this info coming out will be a great entrance in. But Charisse, respectfully, we don't want you back on the show. We don't even want you as a guest. But we don't want you on the show. So you can do whatever you want. We don't need you back on the show. So anyhow, they have the three-legged race. It's a cute time. They're having fun. And now we have them doing the tug of war, right? So they're picking their teams. Ashley's picking her team. Jazzy's picking her team. I forgot whose team won the tug of war, but yeah. Stacey had me screaming. She was like, they're acting like the prize is a new wig. What is the prize? Why are they going so hard with tug of war? Like, the prize is nothing. So now we have Angel off to the side. She's not playing any of the games. And I get that. You try to come for me and say that, I'm getting evicted, lying on me. I wouldn't want to play the stupid games either. And also, the side note, there's no drinks. There's barely any food here. Like, what are we doing? So I understood Angel's frustration. I saw folks saying that she was being a buzzkill, but I said, y'all just don't want to like Angel. So whatever she does, you're not pleased. But I understood where Angel was coming from. You can't try to gang up on me, be nasty to me, and then be surprised as to why I don't want to participate in the game day. So that's just me. So now Angel, at one point, Angel's venting to Tia, and Giselle says, Angel, I know you have a lot to talk about, but it's game time. Like, keep that over there. So Angel says, how are you going to ask me if I'm evicted and then expect me to hop down and be buddy-buddy with you? Then she says, I don't know how this Colorado trip is going to go, but I'm going to keep my head up like I always do. So now they play the last game called the Pink Pony. It's another relay race. The way Stacey was galloping like she was a horse during the pony relay was hilarious. I said, Stacey could low-key be in a comedy, like a rom-com. Stacey would be good like on a sitcom. She's just so naturally funny. So now it's time for them to eat. Respectfully, I would have DoorDashed or Uber Eats something because I would not have touched a morsel of that food. That food looked horrible. That catfish looked dry and unseasoned. I still maintain that Uncle Lump was cooking it up an hour before, but no, ma'am. Wendy, that picked over Popeyes, no thank you. Yeah, none of that food looked good. So now Stacey's making Cameron, Wendy's daughter, a plate. Cameron is adorable. So she's like, I'm making you a special plate. Now, Cameron said, is this a Donald Trump plate? I said, not a Donald Trump plate. I said, baby, don't say that man's name. I was screaming. I said, honey, don't say that evil man's name, please. So Stacey was so gagged. She was like, no, honey, it represents the American flag for our cowboys. And then Cameron said, well, that's the same thing. I said, how old is Cameron? Cameron's 5, but Cameron has a lot of personality. She is adorable. But she says, is that a Donald Trump plate? I said, a mess. So now Stacey made sure to put that potato salad on Cameron's plate, though. So now they're sitting down. Everybody's eating. We have Giselle sitting with Greg and Keiarna. She's asking them about moving in together. Greg says, yeah, we're going to move. She's moving back in. Giselle says, now, Keiarna, I don't know if your aunties or grandma ever told you, but you've lost your power as a woman. That man will never give you a ring because he knows that he doesn't have to. Giselle, when you are right, you are right. Keiarna has given up her power. That man can smell her desperation. Moving in with the man before marriage. Let me be quiet. I don't want to offend or get anybody upset. I'm going to just be quiet. I'm going to be quiet on that one. All I'm going to say is, though, in Keiarna's case especially, that's the wrong move. That's the wrong move. But Keiarna wants to be hard-headed. She thinks she knows everything. Giselle was right. When Giselle said, you have given up your power as a woman, that man knows that there is no incentive for him to marry you. Keiarna is very desperate. And Keiarna, when we get to your scene, which I'm going to skip through, that scene was a fool. That scene was a fool. You are waiting on a day that's never going to come. And I feel sorry for you, but you like it, so God bless. But yeah, Giselle was right about that. There's no incentive for him to want to marry you. A mess. So anyhow, um, Stacy's sitting with Wendy and her family. So Stacy's asking Cameron, how does she like her potato salad? Cameron says she likes it, but did you guys peep how she looked at Wendy when she said it? She was looking at Wendy like, Mom, is it okay that I lied? Because Wendy was looking at her like, girl, just say yes, just to be nice. So now Stacy says, oh, Cam, that makes me feel so happy that you like it. Then she says, I can't wait to hear what your dad, Eddie, thinks about my potato salad. So you have Eddie making excuses. He finally takes a bite and says that he likes it. Now, Ashley said on Watch What Happens Live that the potato salad was actually good. So that's good to know. Now, I said Eddie and Wendy, not too much trying to play Stacy in this potato salad when you guys brought over a half-eaten, cold, leftover, stale Popeyes. No shade. You didn't even bring biscuits. Y'all brought that dry pan of Popeyes. So I wouldn't say too much about somebody else's potato salad. Just saying. So now we see Ashley and Jackson, Sharice's son, off to the side. She's asking how he's been. We all know that Sharice's son models. He has very nice cheekbones. Like those cheekbones are so sharp, right? So he says that he's been traveling. He's been modeling. He was in New York. Then he was in Miami. Like he's been all over. So Sharice is staring at them as they're talking. And then Ashley says, Jackson, I did share with your mom that you're very sweet. And that night 2 years ago, we did have a kiss goodnight. Ashley, are you okay? Why do you feel the need to bring this up in front of other people? And why are you so immature to tell this grown man's mom what you guys did? Why does it's okay. It's already crossing a line for you to tell Sharice, but then you want to try to embarrass him even more and say, oh yeah, Jackson, I told your mom. And it's like, what? Like, he's not a little boy. He's a grown man. That's a violation. And Jackson was really irritated. You could tell that he felt awkward. I felt bad for him. And you know that Jackson regrets doing anything with her. She can't keep her mouth shut. Jackson is 27 years old. He's a grown man. There was no reason for that. So now Wendy's like, wait, what happened? Did I hear that right? So now, of course, Ashley tells the whole entire group that her and Jackson made out. So now Wendy's like, oh my gosh, that's your friend's son. She's like, none of y'all better never kiss any of my kids. Wendy had me screaming with that one. So Stacy says, I would never say anything like that. I wouldn't tell anybody this. I take that to my grave. Tia says, well, I don't know. If my friend looked like Ashley, I'd be like, get it, boy. Ashley's cute. Like, I'm here for it. Keiarna says, nobody's safe around Ashley. Hide your coochie, hide your daddy, hide your young sons, hide everybody. It's Ashley's world. We're just living in it. Let me say this. Ashley, that was true loser behavior. The same way I was annoyed when Julia on Miami revealed that her and Adriana had hooked up. I'm a big believer in what you do should be between you and the person that you did that with, or the people that you did that with. Why do you need to tell the world that you and somebody else in the group or whoever hooked up? And like, Ashley, you're the prime example of, there are some people where you can't mess around with, you can't experiment with, you can't do anything with, because they're going to tell it. I can't stand people who have a big mouth. You need to learn how to be an adult, be mature, and keep your mouth shut. Why can't you have some secrets? It's okay to not share everything. And it bothers me because this man, he's a grown man, but, he's in this friend group, he's, with his mom on this show. He didn't want anybody to know that he had hooked up with his mom's castmate. Like, why can't that be his little secret? You had to air it out for the world. It's not fair to him. It's just, yes, you're not supposed it's like kissing and telling. It's so immature. It's so immature. It's like, why can't you ever just be quiet? It's okay to keep some stuff as a secret. It's okay. it's just like she's very thirsty. She's extremely thirsty. No, he's a very handsome. He's very handsome. But the point is, I'm sure he didn't want anybody to know that. And the fact that she's drudging up 2-year-old T, that happened 2 years ago in 2023, season 8. We are now halfway through season 10. We're at the end of 2025. Why are you bringing this up? It's very desperate. It's a mess. It's so aggravating. I cannot stand folks like that you can't do anything with because you know that they're going to run their mouths. It's horrible. So anyhow, the family fun day is over. We get to the next scene. T is at home going over a chore chart with her kids. She says her kids are disrespectful. They'll eat something and throw it on the floor. She's like, is there a maid here? Because it's not me. I'm not the maid. So now Tia brings up how her half-sister, their Aunt Amira, is coming to America. She's coming to the DC area. And she's like, are you guys excited? Do you remember her? So now we find out some more backstory about that. She says, I have a half-sister and a half-brother. She found out about them in her early teens. At the time, her mom did not sign up to be a sister wife. She was not open to a relationship with Amira because she was on her mom's side. It wasn't until her dad passed away that they got close. Again, I don't have too much to say about that whole storyline. Like, I don't have a whole lot to say. Like, it's no shame. I think that Tia is a cool addition, but yeah, I don't have much to say. So God bless. And that's all I have. So now we see Stacy and Timo at home. They're in their home gym working out. Stacy says that she's a yogi at heart. She's not here for like the hard workouts and all of that, you know, like that pump and iron and like all that cardio. Give her yoga any day. So now when they were working out, she says, and mind you, production is petty for showing the flashbacks of her and TJ because all her and TJ did was go to the gym because he was broke. He couldn't afford to take her out on a date. So now anyhow, when they were working out, she was doing lunges and she's like, will this give me a bigger butt? And Timo says, I hope not. So she says, everybody always says I need a bigger butt. And Timo said, I don't know about all that. Like, please don't. Baby, Timo said, no, baby. I like your build. You're giving us supermodel like Naomi Campbell, honey. You don't need a BBL. Like, I like you like this, okay? He said, I like you supermodel size. Keep that. I was screaming. He said, no, baby, I don't want all that. You're perfect the way you are. I was here for it. One of y'all has me screaming. One of y'all has me screaming. So now they're talking about their relationship. Stacy says, now that Timo's back home, it feels like we're picking up where we left off. He still has his home, but he's always here. So she says, despite getting a divorce, this feels natural and right. She says, let's just say that Ashley's bunions are not the only body parts that have been on my countertops. I said, okay, Stacy, like, come through. I know that's right. So now Stacy goes on to say that I feel like we made the right decision getting back together. Timo says, I agree. So now he's like, do you like the fact that I'm back in the house? And Stacy says, oh, of course I do. So now Stacy says, I like seeing our daughter Bella happy. She's going to always be okay because she has you. You're an amazing father and I'm an amazing mother. I don't know if Bella has had this big reaction to Timo being back home because we always have spent a lot of time together. So it hasn't been any big change. But yeah, that was a cute scene. I don't have much to say about that. Not going to hold you. There was a lot of filler. Like I feel like the first part of the episode was good with the family fun day, and then the last scene with Wendy. Because other than that, there were a lot of filler scenes in this episode. So we see another short scene with Angel. She's discussing the Colorado trip. She's talking to Bobby. She does say that they're moving a few more things into storage before they go back to Colorado. She did feel like they would have a house by now, but they haven't. It's all in God's time. So now Angel says to Bobby, we have to restock a few things because we have friends coming to experience Wonderland. That's their business. And she says, after that whole Potomac and Ponies party, I'm going to go into this trip with an open mind, but I'm not going to tolerate disrespect in my own home. And I feel you on that. She says, I want to do something nice for them. Bobby says we can throw a big cookout for them and I'll clean up everything. You guys don't have to lift a finger. You guys they can just show up and eat. Again, I like Angel and Bobby. I think that they have a really nice marriage. That was sweet for him to offer to like clean up and all that stuff. I think, yeah, I listen, I might be an Angel apologist, but I really do hope that Angel comes back for season 11. So now we jump to Wendy and Eddie, and baby, we see that the renovations are done. Wendy, let me start off by, I'm going to pay you a compliment. The renovations, you guys did your big one. The house looks phenomenal. That kitchen, the living room, the dining room, the entrance, the foyer, fabulous. You did that. I said you did that. You put that stolen money to good use, allegedly, but you did your big one. You did your big one. You did it. 67 credit cards aside, with all the fake aliases aside, allegedly, y'all did your big one. Y'all did your big one, okay? Yes, honey, fraudulent money well spent. I said you did your biggest one. Renovations were stunning. Gorgeous, did that. So Wendy says she feels relief. There are no more contractors there. She's excited. It was the biggest labor of love. It was a 2-month process. It felt like 2 years. Then she says, now that we've done the whole first floor, it's either the basement getting redone or we build a pool. Now, Wendy, I remember season 7, you were talking about building a pool then. So a pool is definitely on your mind. So Eddie and Wendy both said, let's build a pool next. I said, I know you guys have big regrets for ever opening your mouths about building a pool. I mean, it really gets worse and worse. In all seriousness, though, I think that you guys better go for a plea deal, because taking this to trial in April, I just don't know how it's going to work in your favor. I don't. The evidence is stacked against y'all. And then we have all this footage of you talking about how well you were doing financially and renovations, 6-figure renovations, and now building a pool. I don't know if it's in your best interest to take this to trial. I don't. It just gets worse and worse. I'm like a mess. A mess. But again, the renovations are lovely. Great gowns, beautiful gowns. You guys did that. So anyhow, Eddie goes on to ask her, what does she have going on? And Wendy brings up her father. She says, I want to reach out to him because, he's getting older. I don't want something to happen. And then I have regrets about not reaching out. She says, I want to call him and just, see what happens from there. So she reiterates that her dad lives in Nigeria. She has not physically seen him in over 20 years. That is wild to me. That is wild that he has not seen his daughter in 20 years. That's crazy. A true deadbeat. So now she says, despite that, she does still have a few good memories of her dad. He was a very joyful man. Well, I don't know how joyful he was if he abandoned you, your mom, and your sister, but okay. So now she says her parents' divorce hit her very hard. Even though she wasn't old enough to know what was happening, she was still old enough to realize that there was a void in her heart because her dad was gone. So we see Wendy call up her father. He says hi. It's a bit awkward. She says hi. He says, yes, my daughter. Wendy says, I know we haven't spoken in a while. He's like, okay, like, what's your point? And I said, in my opinion, I was irritated that she had to reach out to him first. And the fact that he sounded so nonchalant and flippant on the phone, that really drove me crazy. So now Wendy says that, we went to Nigeria in December. We were all sad that we didn't get to see you. And her dad says, that's true, but there's no use in crying over spilled milk. I just said, I think it's really sad and it's really shameful how a lot of parents can't apologize to their kids. I think it's horrible. And I'm gonna a quick disclaimer. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, well, that's how African parents are, or that's how, Haitian parents are, or that's how listen, I don't think that, whatever ethnicity, race, nationality, whatever you are, I don't believe that gives your parent a pass to be a horrible parent. I get tired of people defending it by saying, well, okay, well, that's just how, African parents are, Haitian parents are. That's BS to me. That's BS to me. You bring a child into this world, you owe it to your kid to be a good parent to them and to be a loving parent. And that includes apologizing to your kids when you're wrong. The fact that he couldn't just say, I'm sorry, Wendy, it's all this, well, no use crying over spilled milk. That's so horrible to me. And I already know there's going to be somebody in the comments saying, oh, well, that's just how it is. Nigerian parents are like that. Well, that's BS to me. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. I'm tired of people giving deadbeat parents and horrible parents a pass because it's very annoying to me. I'm sick of it. Yes, whatever ethnicity you are, a deadbeat is still a deadbeat. Yes, it's so annoying. So because somebody's born in Trinidad or Jamaica or wherever, they're allowed to be a horrible parent because that's just how it is. No, that's BS. Do better. Do better. I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. It is very aggravating. But I didn't like how nonchalant he was, and he was very dismissive of how she felt. So now she says, Dad, I brought my whole family to Nigeria, and I miss you. So now her dad says, well, I miss my daughter too, but I don't want to dwell on the past. It's not been easy to not see my daughter this long and my grandchildren. Hopefully we can work something out because I love my daughter so much. Listen, I don't think that it's fair that Wendy has to be the one to reach out. I don't like that, how the child has to reach out to the deadbeat parent. It's the parent's job, not the child's job. And the fact that he's trying to now play victim and say, oh, well, I don't think it's fair. But I have sympathy and empathy because Wendy still wants a relationship with her dad. She's still craving that. So she's able to let that go and try to forge a relationship with him. But it still sucks that she had to be the one to reach out to him, not the other way around. A mess. But yeah, I don't like how the villain is the one who acts like they're the victim. I can't stand that. So now Wendy says that she's excited to move forward with her dad, to see what the future holds. We do see her dad because she says, Dad, can I FaceTime you before I say goodbye? So she FaceTimes her dad. We see him, and her dad's name is Edwin. Now Edwin looked just like Eddie 30 years from now. Like he looked just like Eddie. I said, oh, okay. That's really funny to me. But yeah. And the fact that she married an Edward and her dad is Edwin, I could not stop laughing. But, Edwin says, bring Eddie out. I want to see him and say hi. So Eddie comes out. He's saying hi to Edwin. And now Wendy says, it's important for me to let go of any notions of what a father-daughter relationship looks like. Once I put expectations on it, I could easily let myself down. I just want to go with the flow. So that's the scene. Now, again, I'm not going to fault Wendy for wanting a relationship with her father that is still her father, but I hate that the deadbeat parent always gets away with not reaching out to the child, because the child yearns for that connection so bad. And I feel like the dad should be so appreciative and so grateful that Wendy is forgiving him and wants to forge ahead, and she wants him in her life. I think that he was a bit too dismissive for my taste. He should have said, you know what, Wendy, I'm sorry. I dropped the ball. I want to make things right with you. Please forgive me. But there was none of that. It was just like, well, don't cry over spilled milk. It is what it is. Things happen. Let's move on. I don't like that. I don't like that. I think Wendy's looking for closure that she'll never get from him. I agree. I think Wendy's mom blocked the dad from seeing the girls. Oh, that last scene, that thought popped in my head too. So you might be right. You might be onto something. I've been there with my father. Never again. A parent's supposed to reach out to the children. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that you've dealt with that. But no, you're right. The parent should reach out to the children, especially if they were a deadbeat parent. It's not up to the child to reach out to the parent. It's the other way around. But God bless. I get so passionate about that. It bothers me. I feel upset that, Wendy's dad was very dismissive of her feelings. And now he just wants to start over without taking ownership of what he did. Yeah, Kiki. Yep. It was very reminiscent of Kiki's dad too. Very much so. The way Kiki's dad refused to apologize to her for being abusive and kicking her out the house. Horrible. It's very upsetting. A mess. Bravo's been attracting deadbeats lately. First Kiki and her dad, then Brittany and Olivia, and now Wendy and her dad. And then don't forget Bronwyn and Muzzy. Unfortunately, Wendy's never going to get the closure she's looking for. He won't change at this age. I agree. Sometimes one parent alienates the other from the children as vengeance for divorce. Seen it in my family, not my parents. Yes, I understand now why Wendy is in a constant battle of acceptance and insecurity. It started in childhood. Check in my head. Oh, I agree. Between her mom, the dad being a deadbeat father, not coming back to see her. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Deadbeats never admit wrongdoing. Oh, I agree. Just because you brought me into the world does not mean you automatically deserve my respect if you were never there. Exactly. I work with somebody who knows Wendy's dad. Oh, wow. A small world. Oh, wow. My mom really hated my dad. She prevented us from seeing him and would talk so poorly of him. Now my dad and I have a great relationship years later, and I don't let my mom know at all. It triggered me. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you went through this. I'm happy to hear that you and your dad have a great relationship now, but I'm very sorry that you dealt with that. I really am. My heart goes out to you. And I'm sure that final scene was triggering for you because it was a lot. I was like, oh my goodness. Listen, my dad stole my cancer treatment money. That man is dead to me. Oh my gosh, Ayana, I'm so sorry to hear that. I am so sorry to hear that. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. That's very evil. But you know what? Take solace in knowing that he's going to get everything coming to him. You don't get away with anything in this life, so he's going to get what's coming to him. So I hope this brings you some sort of comfort that he's getting it's coming back to him in the worst way possible. So just so you know, stealing is already bad, but to steal from your own flesh and blood, I mean, that's very evil. So I hope you have some comfort in knowing that he's getting what is coming to him. You don't get away with anything in this life. You don't. Look at Wendy and Eddie, what they're going through now. You don't get away with anything in this life. If you're over here being evil and doing wrong and stealing and theft and doing fraud, you don't get away with anything. So please take solace in knowing that his day is coming. I'm very sorry to hear that. My father walked out of my life when I was a year old. My mom and his family made the effort to have me know his side of the family. She never spoke ill of him. He doesn't deserve to know me. Again, my heart goes out to you as well. I'm so sorry to hear that. But God bless your mom and his side of the family who made sure to, have his side around you all. And God bless your mom. God bless your mom. Your mom is a saint. But yeah, you're right. He does not deserve to know you. He doesn't. Listen, that has always been my biggest question. You brought kids into this world for what? To make their life hell? What is wrong with people? No, that's always been my thought. I don't understand it. I will never understand it. I think that you have a lot of people who feel so powerless in the world and they have kids take their anger out on the kids because it doesn't make sense to me how you don't look at your kids and see nothing but love. And I will never understand parents who aren't affectionate to their kids and they don't show love and they're mean and they're nasty and they beat them down. I will never understand it. I think it's parents having low self-worth, low self-esteem. They feel unloved. They have trauma that wasn't dealt with, a lot of pain and hurt and misery. They feel powerless, they feel worthless, and they want to bash their kids and make their kids feel like nothing too, because they felt like that. It's very sad. It's very sad. A mess. That end scene infuriated me and made me mad at Eddie. You don't let your wife be disrespected in your house. Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Let's move on. We're gonna talk about that because I felt the same way. No, we're right here. I thought that Eddie was way too passive when Susan was screaming at his wife, because you don't let anybody disrespect your wife, right? Okay, you leave your mom and dad and cleave to your wife. Your wife is number one. So he should have checked Susan for all that screaming and hollering. I thought he was way too passive. I agree we see each other. So now we see a short scene with Giselle on a Zoom call with the Chief Development Officer of the National Brain Tumor Society. We all know that Giselle's father passed away from a brain tumor. So she's still fighting over the will with his wife. Not a whole lot really to talk about, but it was nice to see Giselle share her vulnerability, and it's beautiful that she's still working with the National Brain Tumor Society. And not really much more to say, but that's really awesome to hear that she's raising money. I think they raised $1.5 million for the National Brain Society. So that's awesome. Giselle, if you could show us more of this, that would be phenomenal. Less of the mean girl antics at your big age and more of this. This scene with Keiarna at Greg's house, or now their house because she's moving back in. This scene was so boring. The way I got up and made myself another Hugo Spritz in the middle of this scene, it was that bad, a mess. Keiarna, you look so foolish begging this man to marry you. First of all, you have to, if you have to beg a man or ask a man about marrying you or where's your ring at, you've already lost the game. You've lost the plot. Go back home. Don't pass go. Do not collect $200. Pure desperation. You should not be asking a man when he's going to marry you. If it ever gets to that point, desperado status. That's desperado status, period. And end of story. I don't know why you're moving in with a man who, you broke up, he kicked you out the first time around. A hot mess. But you're determined to stay stuck on stupid, so it is what it is. Greg giving you this gift. You open up the box, it's 24 roses, and then you open up the bag from that jeweler's that he went to in that last episode playing around. We know he wasn't buying you $1 million ring, please. But she opens up the bag and she says, "Oh my gosh, is it a ring? Is it a ring?" Greg is just like, oh my, Greg's being silly. He says, "Oh, a ring. I mean, so much pressure." I said, he's such a loser. It's such a loser. And I'm sorry, but it had to be said. So Keiarna is tearing open that bag and she opens up that box and it's a picture frame. The fact that this man couldn't even buy you a new piece of jewelry, it was going to kill him to buy you a tennis bracelet or a new necklace or some diamond earrings. If he wasn't going to buy you a ring, he could have at least bought you another piece of jewelry. Like, my God. If you say, "Here, Brooke, you hand me a Van Cleef & Arpels bag, or you hand me a Cartier or David Yurman or Tiffany's shopping bag, and I open it up and I pull out a picture frame," I would have gone upside your head. Don't play in my face like that. You could have bought me a necklace, another, a bracelet. That was so shameful. That was just a mess. Listen, a mess. That frame was $130, mind you. See, good and cheap. It's very sad. You said, "My life, my business, my condo, my man, my things," picture frame. His facial expression said everything. It's so embarrassing. Yeah, the fact that he couldn't buy her a bracelet or a necklace or another pair of earrings said a lot. Keiarna, big time desperado. We're going to skip past it because I was over it. I was really over it. So now we have another filler scene. Tia's out to lunch with her sister, Amira. Respectfully, I just don't care that much. Glad to see that Tia and her half-sister are close, but I just don't really care to hear about this story. But God bless them both. We get to the last scene. Wendy is at home. Whole family's there. Her adorable kids, Eddie's there, and they are waiting for Wendy's mom, Susan, and her sister Ivy to arrive to see the new renovations. So we see Cameron coming downstairs, and Wendy's like, Cam, Grandma and Auntie are coming. What do we do to welcome them? Cameron is too funny. She said nothing. She said, girl, like, stop putting on for the cameras. We're not doing any big hurrah for Grandma and Auntie. Like, stop. Baby, Cameron is too cute. So Wendy says, I'm so excited to show my mom and my sister the finished renovations. My mom has a lot of opinions, a lot to say, but I hope that she likes it. And most of all, I hope that she's proud of me. Let me just stop right here. I don't mean to get preachy. I don't mean to belabor the point, but like I said in the beginning, Wendy's saying, I hope that she's proud of me over her renovations to her home. That is a clear indicator that she's been living her entire life for her mother's approval. I will be damned if I am spending 6 figures on home renovations and I am worried about what other people think about it. You are a grown woman. At what point, I don't want to be mean, right? I'm aware that everybody did not grow up in a loving environment. I'm aware that some of y'all grew up with really nasty parents. I'm trying to be respectful. I have compassion. If you are a grown adult and you are still worried about what your parents think and you need their approval, I really hope that you free yourself from that one day, because I could not imagine. Some of y'all have stifled dreams. You have gone after other things instead of going after your dreams because you're worried about what your parents think. Like, I feel so sorry. Like, I could not imagine being an adult and being in a chokehold about what my parents think. Like, who cares? You're an adult. It's your life to live. It's not their life. I feel sorry for any grown adult who's worried about what their parent thinks. I feel sorry for you, and I really hope that you break out of it. I really do. I truly do. Truly. And for her to be this worried about what her mom thinks. So now her mom and her sister come over and they're looking around. They both compliment Wendy. They say the home looks beautiful. I like everything. So they show, we see the powder room. It's all black. And now her mom says, I've never seen black toilet paper before. Is this going to cause a UTI? They all start laughing. So now they all go to the kitchen. There's a small spread. They have jollof rice. I forgot what the other dish was, but she had food. So her mom's, she's making them a plate. Ivy says, y'all did a great job. And now Susan says, this must have cost you guys an arm and a leg. So Wendy says, yeah, it was pricey, but it was worth it. I said, girl, was it worth it? Because y'all might be facing some jail time. So was it really worth it in the end? I mean, it looks great. The home looks fab. But girl, was it really worth it in the long run? Because y'all might be in the big house. So I don't know if it was really worth it, but okay, we'll go with that for now. So now Susan says, remember how you want to buy a new home? And I told you guys not to. And Wendy says, thank you for advising me on that. So Wendy says, well, last time you guys were here, we did talk a bit about Dad. And her mom's like, oh, Lord, it's about to be a long talk. So Wendy says, it's not going to be a long talk. I just want to tell you guys that I called him the other day, and I'm happy that I did. He was very warm, apologetic, and optimistic about the future. It was a great conversation, and I'm glad that I called him. Now, unless production cut out the conversation, I remember I didn't hear a dad who was apologetic and remorseful for being a deadbeat father. So Wendy, you might have made that up. I think that you want that to be the case, but your dad did not sound apologetic to me. He sounded dismissive. Like, girl, I know I was a deadbeat, but just, it's okay. I'm here now. Just get over it. Okay. So now she says, no, Ivy, her sister Ivy says, well, listen, I don't know about all that, but as long as you feel good about it, that's cool. But I don't want you to get your hopes up because he's notorious for being a disappointment. Don't put him on a pedestal because he's not going to be the dad that you want. He's just not. So mind you, Wendy's mom is over there making faces, rolling her eyes, smacking on that food. I said, girl, you do know that you're on camera, right? The way you're eating on camera, picking your teeth is atrocious, but I digress. So Ivy goes on to say, I know he gave birth to you. And now Susan interrupts and says, who gave birth to who? I gave birth to her. I was the one in labor in pain. He's just a freaking sperm donor. So now Wendy's upset and she says, well, you guys were married, so I don't think it's fair for you to call him a sperm donor. And Susan says, he didn't help me take care of any of you guys. So mind you, Susan's getting all riled up and Eddie and the kids are all there in the kitchen too. And Wendy's like, hold on, mom, like, hold on. Like, just, can you be quiet for 2 seconds, mom? Let me send the kids upstairs. They don't need to hear you yelling and cursing and saying all this stuff. They're still little, right? They're still innocent. Let's not have them around this type of rah, rah, rah. Just hold on and let me send them upstairs before you say what you want to say. I was here for that. So she says, Cruz, can you please take Cameron upstairs, please? And mind you, Susan's ignoring Wendy and she's still talking. She's still going off. So Wendy says again, she says, mom, and like she like points like, mom, can you please just stop for a minute? Let me wait until the kids are upstairs, please. So Susan's like, no, you don't. You don't do that to me. You don't do that to me. Like, I'm your mother. I said, girl, Susan, the way I'm about to get you, because you tried it. So she's like, you can talk to me, but I'm going to, oh no, Wendy says, don't do that, mom. You can talk to me, but I'm going to protect my kids. Can you just hold on for a minute before, let them go upstairs first, then you can carry on and do what you want to do. So now Susan says, like, you haven't done worse than this. She says, where'd you put my bag? I want to go. I'm not your friend group. Don't talk to me like that. That's disrespectful. I'm not your child. I'm your mother. You already pissed me off. Don't piss me more off. First of all, Wendy is a grown-ass woman. You are in her house where she pays the bills and the mortgage, even if it is with allegedly stolen money. But that's neither here nor there right now. She's a grown woman. When you are in somebody's house, you follow their rules. She said to you, mom, can you stop all that hollering for 5 minutes? Let the kids go upstairs first. Then you can carry on with all this BS. Wendy, in my opinion, I'm speaking for me, myself, and I. You don't have to agree. That's fine. But over here, this is how I feel. You are in your daughter's house. You respect your daughter. She told you, mom, stop all this hollering for 5 seconds. Let the kids go upstairs. Kids don't need to be a part of all this hooting and hollering and all this nonsense. They deserve to be in a peaceful environment. They don't need to hear all this arguing and yelling and screaming and calling somebody a freaking sperm donor and all that stuff. Her daughter is 5 years old. Her daughter does not need to hear that. Wendy had every right to say, mom, can you just hold off for a minute and don't do that? For you to be so bent out of shape and say, no, that's disrespectful. It's not disrespectful. Your daughter's a grown woman telling you, respectfully, mom, stop all that screaming. What's so hard to grasp? You don't get the right to say, because I'm your mom, I get to scream and yell and curse. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. You're not cursing and yelling at my house. Period. And when Susan had said, oh, where's my bag? I want to go. I'm pissed off. I would say, girl, get your bag and go. I'm not playing with anybody. You're in my home. You will respect me. Period. And also, I don't know why you think it's okay for you to scream and holler and curse like that in front of your grandkids. You don't have any common sense, because there's no way you think that that's okay. And you're mad at your daughter for your daughter saying, hey, mom, let's not do that in front of the kids. Absolutely not. I didn't like that. I was already aggravated. So she says, I came here to see your renovations, not hear the story of the person who abandoned me and my children. I had to work 4 jobs. Do you know how much money I paid to put you through school? So now we cut to Wendy's confessional, and she says, the feeling is still very deep for my mom to have carried the weight for 40-something years by herself. She has a lot of resentment. Now, here's my thing, though. She didn't carry the weight all by herself for all that time, because Susan did get remarried. Her stepfather, Wendy said her stepfather passed away like 10 or 15 years ago. He walked her down the aisle when she married Eddie. So Susan had help when she married Wendy's stepfather. So it wasn't like Susan was just down and out all by herself, doing it all for herself. Like, she did have another man. And Wendy said that her stepfather was a good man. So just saying. So now she says, I understand she has resentment towards my father, but don't give me that same energy that my dad deserves. And Wendy's correct. Don't take that anger out on your child. That's between you and your ex-husband, not your child. And it's not fair for you to dictate your daughter wanting to reach out to her dad. I understand that you're hurt by him abandoning you, but she still has the right to want to forge a relationship if that's what she wants. That's still her dad. And even if you don't understand that, you have to understand the fact that that's still her father. She's still yearning for a relationship, and you have to respect that. You can't say, well, because you're mad at him, that she has to carry that anger too. That's not fair. It's not the same relationship. That's a father-daughter, a parent-child relationship. It's not a romantic, spouse relationship. So it's not fair for her mom to want to control how Wendy feels about the situation. Again, Wendy acknowledges her mom's pain and hurt, but it's still not fair for her mom to put that on her. It's not right. It's not right. So now, Wendy goes on to say, the person that she's speaking of is my kid's grandfather. The kids don't need to hear all that mess of you bashing him. And she's correct. So Ivy says, fine, I get that, but your presentation was all the way off. You putting your hand in mom's face wasn't right. First of all, that's not what happened. Let's not exaggerate and lie. Ivy, Wendy didn't do all that. She just said, Mom, just stop, not right now. Can you just wait for 5 seconds? She didn't do all this and get in her mom's face like that. So don't lie. I said, Ivy, I see what you are. You're the kiss ass in the family. You want to be the mom's pet. You want to be the mom's favorite. I see what's going on here. I see why Wendy is the way she is. That was a hot mess. I said, girl, don't sit up there and add sauce to the story. Wendy didn't do all that. She wasn't, stop. She just said, Mom, please don't do that. Stop. I was so annoyed. I was so aggravated. So now Ivy goes on to say, it's funny to me how you want to protect the image of their grandfather. And Susan says, a grandfather that they have not seen. They flew across the world to see this man. He never showed up. So mind you, her mom is about to cry. So Wendy is so aggravated. She's like, okay, girl, here you are. Now you're crying, doing too much because you want a moment. She said, I'm not doing that with you. I said, oh, okay. I said, okay. So Wendy's well aware that her mom does pull stunts because she wants a moment. I said, oh, okay. I said, okay. Wendy sees it too. Because we've all seen it. The minute Wendy joined the show, when we were introduced to Susan, we saw the BS that Susan was on. So I'm glad to know that Wendy sees that her mom is on that BS too. Always want to make a moment. So now, Wendy's walking away, and she says, Ivy, you know what she's doing. She always does this. So now Susan starts yelling, go away, Wendy, go away, get lost, get lost. I said, wait, how are you going to tell her to get lost in her own home? Why don't you get lost? The audacity. I said, I'm sorry. They would have had to turn those cameras off if I were Wendy, because this scene would have gone a different way. This scene, I'm not going to say what, this scene would have gone a different way. I'm going to leave it right there. But her telling Wendy to get lost in her own home, I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. So now she says, don't insult me. I'm your mom. You're sitting up here calling me an idiot. So I said, okay, again, that's how I know that there's some mess between Susan and Wendy, because you know good and well your daughter did not call you an idiot. Your mom, Wendy said, Mom, you just want a moment. At no point did Wendy call Susan an idiot. Did you hear that? Because I didn't hear that. She would have been right out. She would have been right out of my house. She would have been right out of my house immediately. Immediately. You said Ivy is Wendy's op. She's jealous of Wendy and Eddie. I wish that they had just filed for bankruptcy. Susan was projecting. Maybe Nneka was right about Wendy's mom. Child. Oh, we had a troll in here, Jameer. Well, thank you. Thank you for blocking them. Thank you. I appreciate you, because I told you I'm not doing any stupidity today in this chat. So I appreciate you, Jameer, for getting them out. So now Wendy says, who called you an idiot? I never called you an idiot. So Susan says, you're disrespectful. That's why you don't know your African culture. I said, what is she talking about? So now Susan is screaming so loud. Eddie's in the office. He comes out to check on Wendy. So Susan's like, are you here to defend your wife? Go to her. Go to her. Are you here to defend your wife? I was waiting for Eddie to say, Susan, you cannot talk to my wife like that. I was waiting for Eddie to say that. And I'm sorry, Eddie. I know that you always want to be Mr. Nice Guy, but at some point you need to put your foot down, because I'm sorry. There should have been no way that you would have allowed your mother-in-law to speak to your wife like that. There is no way. Sorry. When Eddie says, I'm just here to calm the waters because things are escalating right now. Everybody needs to take a beat and calm down. So now Wendy says to Ivy, I've been waiting for you, Ivy, because you just let mom do whatever she wants to do here in this house. So Ivy's like, well, don't come for me. And Wendy says, every time, whatever she does or says, you're always defending her. So now we have Susan talking to Eddie. She says, your wife is out of control. Eddie, sorry, but you dropped the ball here. You're supposed to step behind your wife. Listen, when I tell you, my dad did not play about my mother. Nobody was ever saying anything crazy about my mom. Nobody, especially not in front of him. Are you kidding me? Eddie, you should have stepped behind Wendy. The minute that Susan said that, your wife is out of control, it should have been, Susan, get out. It should have been, what are we talking about? Eddie, you were still too calm, holding Susan's hand and saying, well, just take a beat, take a breather. Stop. The time for all that cute talk is out the window. It's time to step behind your wife and say, oh no, Susan, you're out of line. Get out. You should have thrown her and Ivy's bags out the door. I'm sorry. That was unacceptable to me. I said, oh no, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I said, wait, what? Listen, I'm trying to control myself. I'm trying to control myself because I really want to say a lot more, but I'm keeping it real cute. But I saw a dad who stepped behind my mother. So he wasn't letting anybody talk to his wife crazy. Nobody was talking to my mom crazy, ever. So Eddie, I was shocked that you let Susan say that about Wendy. They should have been out that house. The bag should have been thrown out the house immediately. I was floored. I was floored. So you have Wendy getting upset. She's crying. Wendy's like, are you serious right now? Like, am I in the Twilight Zone? What's going on? So Eddie's like, everybody calm down. This conversation is getting very exacerbated. It's getting heated. Let's all take a beat. I said, Eddie, I'm sorry. That's just not enough for me. That's not enough for me. Your mother-in-law comes in here causing all this chaos and destruction, cursing your wife out. Absolutely not. So now I felt bad. Wendy started crying. She says all this started because she was talking crazy in front of the kids and I told her to stop it. She says, I'm just so upset. Y'all always do this to me. So now so as Wendy's crying, Susan's like, shut up, shut the F up, Wendy, shut the F up. I said, Eddie, the fact that you allowed Susan to say that to your wife, I was waiting for Eddie to. I'm telling you right now, if I were Wendy, this scene would have gone a different way. This scene would have been so bad, they would have had to cut it. They would have had to leave it on the editing floor because they would not have been able to show what happened. They would not have been able to show what happened next had Susan told me to shut the F up if I were Wendy. This scene would have gone such a different way. Wendy, I hope that allowance was cut off the minute she left that house. There is no way. I don't know how people deal with parents cursing at them. My parents never cursed. They never, like that was never even a thought in their mind. I've never experienced my parents ever cursing at us for whatever reason. They talk to us with respect, kindness, love. I can't fathom dealing with parents who curse. Like I curse at their kids. I can't imagine that. I was livid for Wendy. I said, there's no way that Susan would have been sitting there telling me to shut the F up in my home when I'm paying her bills. Wendy's over here paying Susan's bills, footing the bill for Susan's surgeries and Susan's new Dior purse and Susan's new shoes and her new Gucci belt. And you're going to tell her to shut the F up in her own home where her kids lay their heads and her kids can hear their grandmother, mind you, saying to shut the F up to their mom. It would have been no contact. It would have been, I will never speak to you again until you apologize. I cannot imagine that. I was so upset. I was so upset Wendy, I was upset. I was really upset for you because like this scene was terrible. I said, I cannot imagine. So now Susan says, you enjoy your attention-seeking disorder. And I said, no, that's you. That's you, Susan. That's you. You enjoy this. So now Susan starts screaming and hollering. She says, look at this girl. Look at this girl. Look at this girl. So now I think Wendy was like, you guys can get the F out of my house, like under her breath. So I was like, Ivy says, did you just say we can get the F out of your house? Well, it's all good. Then we'll leave. And I said, Ivy, the fact that you're sitting up here defending your mom is ridiculous. Y'all came in this house to cause all sorts of trouble. And this was cruel to me. I said, Ivy, I know exactly what you are. You're one of those kids who wants to be the parent's favorite. Now you want to be up under your mother, causing all this strife and going against your sister. This was really messed up. The fact that you didn't tell your mom, stop this, like just stop. You sitting up there smirking and enjoying it, just a mess. Ivy should have stayed out of it. Exactly, she should have. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to hear this. My dad cursed at me a few days after my mom passed the funeral home. He called the police for the way I acted up. I don't play. I'm so, that's unacceptable that your dad, did he ever apologize to you? I'm mad for you. I'm mad for you. And the audacity for him to call the police on you. Child, I'm sorry to hear this. Y'all, again, my blood boils when I hear stories like this. It really does boil. I'm really sorry that you had to deal with that. And I hope you don't talk to your dad now. He has not apologized. I hope you don't ever talk to him. That's horrible. I'm very sorry to hear that. So now, Susan says, last time you told us about your dad, we comforted you. That didn't mean that we supported your stupid ass. Says, look at how I am. I helped you with your kids. I quit my job to help you with your kids. And now you're saying I'm not upset because he calls me. He called me, go ahead and kiss his ass. Look at you, idiot. She said, look at this girl. Look at this girl. You're an idiot. I said, for you to call your own daughter an idiot, on national TV, girl, you've lost every piece of your mind. And Susan and Ivy in those outfits and those wigs, absolutely dreadful. For you guys to act out like that, a mess. Ivy, that jumpsuit you were wearing, I don't know who told you that looked good with that wig lifting up on the top of your head, and you trying to sit up there and pay your sister dust. A mess. So now they storm out the house. Wendy is in tears. Eddie's like, "Are you okay?" And Wendy says, "You know what? It's okay. I'm used to it. They always do this. If I'm not on their hate train, then it's a problem. Look at how they both left together. That's why I always yearned for my dad, because when it's the three of y'all and only two people F with each other and you're by yourself, it's like, damn, I'm always by myself." I was just like, wait, whoa. Wendy told us more than she's told us since the time she's been on this show. We got more from Wendy in this 7-minute scene than we've gotten from her all 6 seasons. The fact, because Wendy, for the longest time, you were trying to play like you and your mom were so close. And now the truth comes out that it's always been a gang up where your mom and your sister gang up on you and you're the odd man out. I said, wow. I was shocked. Yeah. Oh, they're very jealous. Oh, they're very jealous of her. Absolutely. Because think about it. It wasn't lost on me. Remember when Wendy got her body done, season 6? And the first thing out of Susan's mouth was, well, I want to get my body done. Pay for me to get my body done. I said, Susan is in competition with her daughter. And the jealousy of her being on this show, Wendy's personality makes so much sense to me. I understand it now. I understand why she is the way she is. I understand why she is the way she is. Wendy buys her mom's affection. I agree. Why does she want money from an idiot? In her words, a mess. They wouldn't be able to ask me for the time after this. Baby, listen to me. Listen to me. They could never and they would never utter 2 words to me after this. If the next thing out of their mouths isn't an I'm sorry, they could never speak to me again. There would be no conversation. They would not see their grandkids or their nieces and nephews. That would be a wrap. It would be a chop for me. A complete chop. Susan and Ivy were out of order. For her to tell her daughter, shut the F up in her own home, and you have Ivy co-signing it, she's sitting up there smirking like, yeah, go mom, go mom. That was so evil to me. I couldn't believe it. Ivy's wig was giving cone head. Susan was in competition with her daughter. Susan's losing, and that's why she had that crash. Oh, absolutely. 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 And it was never a competition, ever. So I don't even, like, it's just like the psychosis of it all. She was disrespectful for sure. Child. Oh, so you feel like Nneka was telling the truth about that whole story? Child. Under no circumstances will I tolerate disrespect from anyone in my own home. Exactly. Take your toxicity, abominable manners, and horrid fashions back to the gutter until you learn how to comport yourself. Exactly. She wanted to humiliate Wendy. She did not want to share Wendy's money with with Wendy's dad. Wendy, in all seriousness, and I'm being very sincere when I say this. Listen to me good. Wendy, the next time you get in front of that judge, you better blame all of this on your mother. Say that your mother put such crazy expectations on you to achieve all these degrees, and the way she treated you, and she treated you like you were a cash cow, and the constant need to buy her approval, it sent you on this wild chase. And this is why you resorted to scamming and frauding. Baby, use everything in your arsenal to get the judge to feel sorry for you. Because this right here gave very much, I see why you're in this boat. I see why you are the way you are. Honey, she better sit up there and say, listen, I was under stress and duress from my mama. My mama would sit up there and curse at me and call me all sorts of names. I didn't give her money, and the pressure from the show and my mother's approval. I just went to defrauding because I didn't know what to do. Yes, honey, you better tell that sob story from childhood. Listen, okay? You The crazy thing is I bet this was edited. Yeah, you know it. The mama trauma caused this. I'm more upset with how little regard she had for her grandkids, who definitely heard everything. I know. You know her grandkids heard everything. You know that Carter, Cruz, and Cameron heard everything upstairs because that mom was screaming. This is not something that happened one time. This is who the mother is, and they have tolerated it for a long time, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because remember, Wendy said at the end, she said, this always happens. It's always a gang up. It's always 2 against 1. I'm always alone when it comes to the 3 of us. Very sad. I would have been breaking dishes or whatever Rihanna said. Listen, honey, it would have been some furniture would have been moving, and that they would have had to cut the scene out. They would have had to cut the scene out. If I felt sorry for Wendy. A jealous mother is dangerous. She'll cause the most harm because she's the first woman you trust. The evil look in Susan's face while yelling, "Shut the F up," was scary. Yep, she said always. It's so sad when a parent acts like this. Wendy makes so much more sense for sure. Gonna have to remodel that kitchen again. Susan also has resentment. She feels Wendy owes her for taking care of her when she was a child and sending her to school. Yes, she kept mentioning it, and I saw what she was on. Yep. Yes, and them children wasn't moving fast enough. I was looking at my screen, go upstairs, go upstairs. Well, you know how it is. Kids are nosy. I remember being a kid and you want to hear all the drama and the gossip and the juicy tea and all the hot tea. Okay. You're listening at the steps, at the top of the steps. And my parents would say, go upstairs, go up to your bedrooms and close the door. Is a sister married? It's because it's giving enmeshment with her and Susan. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if her sister's married. The sister's giving jealous. I might be reaching. I don't think you're reaching. Does Ivy have a man? And wigs would have been snatched too. How do you cuss me in my own home? Ivy and that stank walk outside. I know. And production was so shady, panning that camera on her walking up the driveway in that horrible jumpsuit. And she was struggling to walk in those kitten heels. I said, girl, how are you struggling to walk in 1-inch heels? In that ugly outfit. She was struggling to get up that driveway. I said, a mess. And production was so petty to keep that in there. Honey, she was struggling to walk with those kitten heels. Yes. Oh, y'all have me screaming in the chat. Child, struggling in kitten heels is crazy. Honey, that outfit was good and cheap. I said, where did she get that from? It wasn't flattering. It was nothing about that jumpsuit was appealing. Tiptoeing in her Jordans. Kitten heels and a rainbow outfit. How dreadful. Oh gosh. Child, you Oh goodness. Y'all have me screaming. Child, that busted, dusty pink bodysuit, please. If her mom spoke to her like that growing up, it for sure hurt her confidence. Yeah, that stuff follows you from childhood into adulthood. Oh gosh. Y'all have me screaming. Is Wendy the youngest? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know? I don't know. I think so. I think Wendy might be the youngest. Yeah, I believe so. I doubt Ivy's younger. I feel for Wendy. Parents really brainwash their kids into feeling obligated to take care of them no matter what. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. My parents did the same. Physically and emotionally abusive from the womb to the tomb. I'm very sorry to hear that. I have a lot of thoughts about that, but that's a different story for a different day. But well, no, different topic for a different day. But I feel very strongly about that. I feel very strongly about that. Listen. I was raised where my parents said the parents take care of the kids, not the other way around. So I don't. I just listen. I don't. Yeah. I'm just not. I don't. I think that's wild to me, especially the fact that if parents were abusive, how dare you think that your kid should take care of you financially or whatever? Absolutely not. But yeah, no, my parents didn't play that. They always told me from the time I was little, we got you. You don't have to have us. We got you. We brought you into this world. We got you. You don't have to worry about taking care of it. We don't need your help. We got you. As the way it should be. I don't know where these parents get off on thinking that their kid's supposed to help them financially. Like, don't let me be quiet before I get here. Well, that's just how it is in this culture, and da 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 da. So let me just be quiet. Let me be quiet. But child, her mother's love seems transactional. It does seem transactional. It does. It definitely does. It definitely does. Because the way her mother was acting about, you take care of me and I spend your money. I spend your money. A few episodes ago. Okay, you said, Brooke, Ivy is married and a mom. Ivy's a podiatrist. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, if the fact, I'm surprised that Ivy would be on the mother's side if she's married and a mom too. She should know that you can't disrespect somebody in their own home, especially in front of their kids. I'm shocked that Ivy would be on the mom's side. Wendy has 2 older sisters and a younger brother. Yes, Dr. Ivy's married with kids too, but I wondered how many years apart they are. Maybe her memory of their dad is much worse. Wendy has a little brother. Child. Thank you. Wealth is supposed to flow to the next generation. Exactly. Exactly. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children, not the other way around. That's biblical. The parent's supposed to give to the kids, not the other way around. Don't get me, so we'll be here all day. Don't get me started on this, because I'll tear up the whole entire baby. I'll tear this whole chat up. Okay, but thank you. We're on exactly. I can understand that they may truly hate their dad since he's a deadbeat, but that's not the way to treat your daughter. Exactly. Yes. Wendy's mom's feelings and Ivy's feelings are valid. They are allowed to have resentment, but Wendy's feelings are also valid. She is allowed to still want a relationship despite all of that. They cannot control how she feels. If she wants to still connect and reach out to him, that's her prerogative. That's her right. That's her right. And they have to accept that. Susan ain't getting that $500 anymore. Listen, she'd be cut off immediately. Is Ivy giving Susan money too, or just Wendy? I have no idea. I just think Wendy's mother's tired of hearing Wendy bring her father up. It's clear that her mom has been deeply hurt by the father, so she should just chase after him in peace. Yeah, I get that too. I get that she doesn't want to. I get that she's still bitter and heartbroken and sad about him leaving. Again, her feelings are valid, but the way she went about everything was completely wrong. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. I think that Wendy's just trying to let her mom know, like, hey, just so you know, if you should find out that me and my dad are connecting, I want you to hear it from me versus hearing it from another family member. Yes, she can be tired and express it in a safe manner. Exactly. That is no excuse for Susan to disrespect Wendy in her home. Exactly. You said your mom was like that towards you, but I set boundaries with her and now our relationship is better. If she disrespects me, I let her know. I'm happy. I'm happy. Let him know, Greg. Honk the horn on him, Greg. I'm happy that you let her know if she steps out of line. I'm happy that, and I'm sorry that you had to deal with that in the first place. But I'm happy that you put your foot down and say, no, no, we're not doing that. That anger was misdirected. She's still mad that man is taking it out on Wendy. Exactly. Sometimes you just have to go no contact. Greg would never. I wouldn't have brought this to the show who my mother is. Well, I guess nobody can say that Wendy doesn't give a real storyline anymore because this was as real as it gets. So, yes, just stop the excuses. Those cultures are no, because I see a few people saying, "Well, that's just how it is," and this, that. No, it's time to do better. It's time to stop using that as an excuse. It's time to do better. I agree. We see each other. We just because people aren't affectionate or they're mean to their kids or curse at their kids. It's time to put that to rest. I'm tired of the excuses too. It's not right. This is why people have the issues that they have now. We have too many adults from so many cultures who are beaten down by the time they're 2, 3 years old. No self-esteem, no self-worth, no confidence, don't feel good about themselves, don't feel attractive, because of parents who have beaten them down to nothing. And I'm sick of it. This is why we have so many jealous adults, because their parents were jealous. They are jealous now. And then it just goes to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. All they say is, oh, well, we're this culture, so that's how we do that. No, it's time. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of the excuses. It's time to do better. It's time to actually love our kids, love the children. I'm sick of it. We have too many adults who are broken as adults, no confidence, don't feel good about themselves because of a shitty foundation. Their parents were horrible to them. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. It's enough now. You have people, in their 30s, 40s, 50s still broken and beaten down because of what happened in their childhood, and then they pass it on to their kids and they say, well, that's just how we are because we're this or we're that. It's got to stop. When is the madness going to stop? Why is that okay? So because you're this ethnicity or you're this race or whatever, this culture, then you guys just, are you accept abusive tendencies because you're like, what are we saying here? It's aggravating. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I just feel very strongly about this because I see the way I grew up, and I feel like that's why I am the way I am, because I had a great foundation and so many people did not. And I see why they are the way they are. And it makes all the difference. There's a reason why people don't go after their dreams, because they didn't have that foundation. And I wish that everybody grew up the way I did, because the world would be a better place if people had the parents that I had. The world would be a great place. I mean, there would be no crime, there would be no jealousy, no, like, people would feel good about themselves. I wish that everybody grew up the way I did. I really do. We have so much madness and sadness in this world because of horrible abusive parents, and people just let it slide generation after generation because that's just how it was. Well, when is it time to break the cycle? And like when? At no point do you want to break the cycle. It's just weird to me. I don't know. I'm just one person running my mouth, but I do feel really strongly about dynamics and the family dynamics. I really do, because the fact that there's like it just seems like there's a lot. It's more common for people to have grown up in a bad situation than to grow up in a loving situation. That really makes me upset. That like it's almost a rarity if you grew up with loving parents, because the majority is like it was terrible. Like it's very upsetting. It's very upsetting. So Eddie and Wendy were both rejected by their families and are killing themselves to be seen as worthy. It's heartbreaking. I agree. No, because it's really upsetting to me. I guess I just get upset because so many things wouldn't really be an issue in society if we had more loving families. I know it sounds so simplified, but I feel so strongly about it because it's like you have so many grown adults who don't feel good about themselves because of a horrible situation, like a horrible family structure. And I don't think that people realize how important it is when you have kids. Like I don't even have kids, and I'm super passionate about this. I think that people are very passive. People are very cavalier about who they have kids with. Like that's also important. I mean, let me not go into all that, right? That's like we're like, let me just be quiet. But I just feel like it's so important. It's so important to have a loving family. It really does shape so much of your life and who you are. And it's why one person can succeed in life and another person can't, because they're already broken down in their mind because they had a family telling them that they weren't going to be anything, or there's just so much connected to it. There's so much connected to it. And I think that people take things too lightly when it's very important. But, Wendy's 40 plus. She has to be her own woman. I'm not committing crimes allegedly to impress anybody. I agree. I'm tired of this. It's part of the culture. No, thank you. No, I had to get that off of my chest. I had to get it off of my chest. I'm just so sick of it. I am so sick of the nonsense. And I'm seeing excuses in the chat saying, well, that's just how we are in this culture, or that's just how it is. And it's like, no, that's unacceptable, period. And I'm sick of it. And that's why we have so many kids today who are unhappy. They don't feel good about themselves. They don't want to be here anymore because of a faulty family structure. It's very aggravating. It really is. That's why there's kids who bully other kids. Exactly. It's true. It fosters bullying because, hateful people, that hurt people. This is why you have so much jealousy, because people are sad, that people are upset when they see people who are happy and confident because they're broken down and beaten down by their families. People don't understand how important it is to have a very strong and healthy and happy family unit. Yes, it seems like Wendy's trying to protect her kids and break the cycle. Oh, absolutely. The way she's so loving to them, very attentive to them, affectionate with them. They seem like very happy kids. And that's why this whole thing with Wendy and Eddie now is pissing me off, because I'm like, your kids had such a nice, loving home. And now you and Eddie are caught up in all this madness. Why would you do this? But honey, we will be here all day. We will be here all day. I say this all the time. Parents form your identity and foundation. It's true. I don't think culture is an excuse, but rather a lens of understanding to the why. Yes. Yes, it's a domino effect. Yeah. Oh, no. Wendy's definitely not like her mom. Oh, no. The way she parents, I think that she's very open and not all that nonsense about you have to be doctor, lawyer, engineer. She's very much like, I want you guys to be happy, do what you want to do. We see that she said that Cameron is in plays and she sings and she does this and that, and that's great. Whereas I'm sure Wendy heard all growing up, doctor, lawyer, engineer. She couldn't explore, and that's why Wendy is sort of having like a midlife crisis now, because she didn't get to explore the other sides of her. She wasn't trying, you go to, Child, we'll be here all day talking about this because I get so passionate about this. I really do. Yes, she adores her daughter. Yes. Oh, she's a fabulous mom. Fabulous mom. Yes, there are a lot of grown adult people suffering internally because they cannot stand up to their parents in adulthood. It is very sad. Yes. Yes, even her wife swap episode. Oh yeah, they loved her. That was so cute. The boys loved her. The daughter loved her. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you're so great. I don't want you to leave." Baby, they loved her down on her wife swap episode. It's very true. We cannot choose our parents, but we must be selective of our spouses and our friends wisely. Exactly. Ivy is Wendy's op. She always invalidates her feelings when Wendy brought her issues with her dad. Ivy gave him the benefit of the doubt. Yes, it's worth being passionate about. This world is difficult due to the lack of love and care early on. It's true. You said you can always identify which students get hit all the time because they are habitual liars. Oh my gosh. They lie even when they're not in trouble because they're used to lying to avoid being hit. See, it trickles down into every behavior. Yes, Wendy's been living for her mom in her mom's life. Yes. Yes, I understand, Brooke, that you're so passionate about this subject. We need to talk about this. No, it's true. The best feeling ever was when I finally just told my mom everything and let it out. Finally stopped attention seeking. I'm happy to hear that for you. I'm sure it felt so freeing. I'm happy you did that. When I hear about deadbeat parents, it reminds me of Bethany Frankel. Yes. Yes, Susan was showing her ass on Wives Swap to the new mom, just rude and dismissive. Yeah, she was. When she was like, "Oh, you don't cook? Like, what kind of mom are you?" Like, yeah, no, I thought Susan was doing too much on Wives Swap too. I don't think Susan is at fault on the scamming. That's a choice to partake in illegal activity for a lifestyle. I'll be dripped in rainbow before I do something to land in jail. Listen. I'm just saying, if she is going to craft a story to get sympathy from the public, I would say use whatever you got to try to stay out of jail. And she could make a compelling case of how the pressure of her mother and her upbringing led her to this. But yes, I get what you're saying. I agree with you, but I'm just saying I was just saying, look, use whatever sob story you can to try to win the judge over. Childhood development can significantly impact someone's lifelong health and disorders. It's very true. Hey, Ivan's Lyra, thank you for the super chat. What about Wendy's post-robbery footage? She went jewelry shopping with Keiarna the same day of the first episode, and the scene was cut. Baby, the audacity. Yes, I know. The shout out to the woman on TikTok who took footage on her phone of the day after Wendy's robbery, and they did her and Keiarna filmed a scene that was supposed to be in last season, and they cut it out. And you see them jewelry shopping. So a mess. Hey, Roosevelt Scott, thank you for the super chat. I need the angel in the after show to show up to the reunion. Wendy's mom, I can't. Hey, Cheap83, thank you for the super chat. Timo pulled a Levette, gots to go. Yes. Shout out to Levette. Levette, if you're watching, hey, girl, we miss you. Come back. Hey, Big Daddy 23, thank you for the super chat. Charisse can spoil her son, but Candace was a brat. Let me just... The double standards are wild on this show. The double standards are wild. They can all spoil their children, but Candace being spoiled is a problem. It makes no sense. Nothing but jealousy and double standards. I'll never understand it. Hey, Sally K, thank you for the super chat. I'm sick of the double standards. How is it Ashley's world when she hooks up with Charisse's son, but Stacey can't be trusted with husbands and children based off of a date with Chris Samuels? Because you know what? In this sick, twisted, on this sick, twisted franchise, whatever Giselle and Ashley do is right, and whatever their enemies do is wrong. they know good and well that that makes no sense. And I cannot wait for that to be asked at the reunion. Hey Jen. Hey Jen Oka 4, thank you for the super chat. Why are you not reviewing Married to Medicine? I don't really care for Married to Medicine. It's hard for me to review a show that I just don't really care about. You know, my heart has to be in it. I hope that answers your question. Hey Gemini 617, thank you for the super chat. When Kay and Greg come on the screen, I said, "Oh Lord." Hey Sally K, thank you for the super chat. Wendy's mom is emotionally manipulative. I wouldn't be surprised if those 67 credit cards are to keep Susan happy. After all that yelling and cussing in my home, she would be cut off from everything. Oh, I agree. Hey, hi, my name is Melly. Thank you for the super chat. She would have been out the door like her lace friend. Oh, with the quickness. Her and Ivy would have been out immediately. Hey, Kadaya2 Torre, thank you for the super chat. It's a cultural thing, Brooke. If you didn't grow up with it, it's hard to get. Elders see disrespect fast, even asking why can upset them. I'm aware that it's cultural, but cultural does not make it right. It does not make it right at all. And I stand 10 toes down in my thoughts and opinions. We've got to get past it's a cultural thing, and we've got to break the cycle. We must break the cycle. Have to. I don't care if you're Black American, West Indian, African. It's time to break the chains, because this is just ridiculous. Susan was absolutely out of line and out of order. She was. But thank you for your perspective. Hey, so Steph, thank you for the super chat. The sister is jealous of Wendy. I think so. I believe so. Hey, Mary, can I? Thank you for the super chat. This is very true. It makes a huge difference when the parents are supportive and loving. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Hey, Isma7639. Thank you for the super chat. Susan told the truth. Wendy's an attention seeker. Wendy knew bringing her dad up would trigger her mom. She said, oh, you said that Wendy set this whole scene up and it's whack. So let me say this. Wendy definitely loves attention, right? But I'm going to be fair. I don't believe that Wendy thought it was going to set her mom up to this point, only because remember, when she brought her dad up the last time, 3 episodes ago, her mom was calm. So I don't think that Wendy thought it was going to come to this, in my opinion. But Wendy and Susan both love attention, like hands down for sure. Hey, Rich the Fish 98, thank you for the super chat. Isma is, you said that's Susan's burner account? Wait, no. Wait, hold on. Now, y'all, don't be sitting up here super chatting trying to shade other subscribers now. Come on now, y'all. We're not doing that. Come on, Rich the Fish. Wait, hold on. Wait, I didn't get that. Isma, I didn't get that. I didn't get that thought that this is your Susan's burner account. No, you just have a different opinion. Now, Rich the Fish, though, all right now, don't be using super chats to, messy in the super chat. Wendy says she'd been calling her, but she didn't answer. There might be a few cards just for Susan's things. Yes, culture does not mean that you have to tolerate disrespect in your own home. The formative years 0 through 8 are the most impactful in shaping our habits, personality, and attachment style. I agree. You said, I agree with Isma. Wendy knew that Susan was going to have a big reaction and wanted to be filmed. Oh, okay. So I'm all right. Well, okay. So we have another, another subscriber saying they agree with Isma about that. Listen, okay. So I'm gonna do this. Let me say this. Let's say that Wendy did set the scene up, right, for a moment. Is it possible that Wendy set it up to show the viewers that her mom is a menace and that she's been dealing with dysfunction? Like, this might have been a way for Wendy to get her mom blasted by the audience because she's tired of her mom's what her mom does off camera. Like, what do you think? I would like to hear from y'all. I can see that Wendy knows how her mom is. Even if she did, it doesn't make Susan's reaction right. I agree. You said I can believe it. It's not completely out of the question. Exactly. Her mom should not act like that either. But Wendy's mom was doing way too much. Both things can be true. Susan did not have to act a fool in front of her grandkids. I agree culture isn't an excuse. I'm just explaining why Eddie and Wendy didn't react the way you might have, for example. Okay, no, that makes sense. I appreciate you your explanation. I thought it was a little planned. I don't know. Wendy does not give mastermind. Well, she definitely isn't a mastermind. She couldn't even mastermind a robbery. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of like. I don't know about. She is a big mastermind. Set this whole thing up. Like it's. I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but you know, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? She's not that you have ADT home security and you're saying that a robbery occurred and there's no footage of that robbery. Now the window was broken. All we see is a flipped over mattress and some stuff on the floor. Stop it. So I don't know if she's some big mastermind. How is it Wendy setting her mom up when her mom is the one who acted a fool? Yup, out her face in her daughter's house. Cameras just happened to be there. I believe Wendy set the scene up, but it went left. Yeah, not a mastermind by far. The chat is, but no, I'm not surprised though. I knew that this episode was. I knew the chat was going to be in rare form. I'm not surprised because I said I already know. I said Wendy's people are going to be in here. Folks who are mad at me, you know, I knew the chat was going to be in rare form. I said this episode, I already knew the chat was going to be in very rare form, so I'm not surprised today. Wendy can talk about what she wants to talk about. Susan is grown. Oh, I wonder if Wendy being attention seeking is due to the fact that her mom ignored her and focused on her sister Ivy instead. Hey KM Bax, thank you for the super chat. Please tell me you saw Ashley looking real uncomfortable when Andy praised Stacey and showed a QVC clip on Watch What Happens Live. Oh yeah, I did. I thought that Ashley looked a fool on Watch What Happens Live. She's clearly bothered. She's now trying to backpedal and say, you know, I don't hate Stacey. It's just that things don't add up. Girl, stop it. They're very envious of the fact that Andy likes Stacey. Hey Daisy Michelle, thank you for the super chat. I feel for Wendy. I deal with a lot of verbal abuse of mother. I'm in therapy learning to deal. I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm gonna send you so many prayers and so much love. I'm so sorry to hear that. That really breaks my heart. It really does. Do whatever you need to do to heal, and don't let anybody make you feel guilty in accepting verbal abuse. That is unacceptable. And honestly, no, and God bless you. God bless you. And I really hope that your healing journey is smooth. I really do. Hey, Steph, thank you for the super chat. Some of y'all are saying Wendy set this up to provoke her mom because Wendy knows how she is. The same logic should apply to Bronwyn, but y'all was empathetic. Wendy and Bronwyn both have a deep desire to be liked. Yes, no, it's true. Steph. It's so true. It's so true. Very true. Wendy and Bronwyn both have that desire to be validated. Oh, absolutely. Very absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, child, you know me and you are right here. I feel listen, every time I say something, I'm gonna hear, well, no, that's just how it is in our culture. So, child. Yep, those abusive parents, deadbeats end up in nursing homes, karma all around. Exactly. Wendy versus them two got to be hard, though. I'm sure it is. Exactly. Amen. Abuse is not culture, it's dysfunction. Exactly. Oh, good point. The same way folks had no sympathy with Candace when it came to Mama Dot. They said Candace deserved it. Exactly. Oh, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Oh gosh. Honey, who are you telling? Who are you telling? I had somebody on Twitter say to me, I wouldn't understand. I said, girl, get out of here with that. I said, get out of here with that, please. Susan has no right. Exactly. Exactly. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Well, nursing homes are cultural too, then. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Don't forget Sutton. Sutton too. She needs. Yep. That's why Sutton's all messed up because of Reba. Respect goes both ways. Exactly. To the person who said you wouldn't understand, you don't need to understand. You had good parents. Listen, and because I had good parents, I understand why it's important for other people to have good parents. I'm speaking of the perspective of I, the importance of having a good parents because you end up, you like, exactly. Well, listen, let me just be quiet. But yes, you're right. Yeah. Yes, I had good parents too, and I still get it. Wendy defending a deadbeat at 40 years old who couldn't be bothered to come see about you, girl. Absolutely. Oh, I thank God every single day and every single night. I literally saw someone say, Brooke, Wendy's parents aren't your parents. You don't understand. Like, girl, bye. Brooke knows what she's talking about. Mm. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. My mother used to call me stuck up because I had a dad in my life, which was her husband. It was really jealousy because she didn't know hers. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, she definitely did. It was just very jarring to see her mom sitting up there cursing at her like that. Yes, constantly using your culture as an excuse is a crutch to not improve. I agree. I just wonder what's your father's excuse for abandoning his kids when they were younger, though of course when he's allowed to want a relationship with him. Yeah, I'm curious to know what his excuse was too. I wonder will Wendy ever get that answer? I do wonder will Wendy ever get that closure that she's seeking? Like will he ever tell her I didn't come back because of this, and that, or will he just say, just let it go, forget about it, let's move on? Yeah, no, it's very jarring. I can't imagine it either. Susan acted like she wanted to fight her. We can only imagine how Susan is off camera, 10 times worse, I bet. Mm. What we saw with Miss Susan was abuse, full stop. She wouldn't do that in a friend or stranger's home, but she felt like she had the right to do that because Wendy is her daughter. Nasty work. Wow, I've been in a lot of chats today about this topic. Folks were telling Wendy to just accept mistreatment from her mom because that's the culture. We got to do better as a people. Must do better as a people. Like Black American, West Indian, Caribbean, African, like the chains have to be broken, period. Because it's just sad that it's not commonplace that everybody comes from a loving family. It's sad that it's seen as a rarity. It truly is. Like, it really just gets me so upset. Like, it should not be a rarity to come from a loving home. It should not be. It should not be. I just we could I could spend like 10 hours on this subject alone. Susan will be working at Petco and cut off talking to me like that. Even when children grow up, parents feel like they can still try them. Sally, I doubt that she'll ever get that closure. Some parents just believe that they're always in the right. Now, I don't get that Susan wouldn't do that in somebody's home. Come on, y'all heard how she was talking to Nneka and her people. Hey, Yzma7639. Thank you for the super chat. People saying Susan should do the time are sick. Where's the energy for the dad who vanished and now shows up to benefit after doing nothing? Wait, Yzma, can I say I'm glad that you're still in the chat? No, but no, listen, I have smoke for the dad. Like, I can't stand hearing about deadbeat parents at all. But right now, I'm focused on Susan because we saw Susan show her behind. But oh no, best believe that I have energy and smoke for the father. I think that is horrible that he was a deadbeat father, didn't bother to see his daughters for over 25 plus years. And now he wants to, come around now and act like nothing ever happened. No, I have smoke for him as well. But in this case, right now, I'm not thinking about him so much right now is because of how Susan acted when Wendy told her. That's where I'm coming from. But no, best believe I have smoke for the father. Because I even said in the last episode, like, Wendy, this deadbeat man, like, what are we doing here? But oh no, I have smoke. I have the energy for the dad, for sure. You said good parenting is not as innate as we like to believe. As a former child welfare investigator, the stories I've seen in real life, even from people who swear they love their kids so much, well, I'm sure you have stories for days. The father sounded annoyed when he was on the phone with Wendy. I think Wendy will address that with him when the time comes. She was just saying hi. It was nothing too deep. I think she just wanted to share the good news about her dad with her mom and sister. It's so many smart, intelligent, and talented people that come from bad homes. It wasn't until I got to college that I realized abuse from your parents isn't a normal thing. Oh, wow, because all my friends growing up were going through the same thing. Good parenting is rare. The way he kept referring to her as my daughter. We are leaving those deadbeats in 2025. Wendy's being mistreated by both parents. Wendy's really trying her best to bring her family together. I agree. Oh no, it's culture, but that doesn't mean it's okay. I had my Nigerian mother-in-law disrespect me in my own home this year after I gave birth, and my husband just stood there talking about that's just how it is. I'm speechless. I'm truly speechless. I mean, child, you have me speechless. For no, like for I'm speechless. I'm just I'm so sorry to hear that. If you could read my mind, I'm just I'm too stunned to speak. Child, you know what I'm thinking too. I'm upset for you. I'm angry for you. Mm, I'm very sorry to hear that. Hmm. Oh, hey, Isma. Thank you for the super chat. The dad needs money for his new wife in Nigeria. Oh, is the dad remarried? Girl, the way I laid into her, he talking about, oh, don't worry, mom. It's spiritual. It's okay. She's definitely no longer welcome. Okay, good. Good to know. Good to know. That I'm happy that she's no longer welcome. I'm happy to hear that. Some cultures, people side with their family or friends over their spouse. Absolutely not. I experienced it with my fiance. I'm very sorry to hear that. That is terrible. It's supposed to because right for all um for all the Christians, all my Christians out there, it's biblical. The man leaves his mom and dad and cleaves to his wife. His wife is number one. You're supposed to step behind your wife. Nobody comes before the wife. So I don't understand how people how a spouse is siding with their parents. You've already made a new family with your wife. That's or and vice versa with the wife and a husband. That don't get me started. Child, when I tell you, I'm just so speechless over here. Do you hear me? I'm like, y'all will not take me out on my own live. Hey, so Steph, thank you for the super chat. At 40, that's still her dad. It's okay for her to want that relationship. Nobody criticized Ashley for trying to reach out to her dad. Very true. He would not even open the door. He never even claimed her at all. Exactly. Ashley's dad slammed the door in her face on camera on national TV. So if Ashley if Ashley was able to reach out to her dad, even though he didn't want her at all, he didn't even talk to her on the phone. He hung up on her. He slammed the door in her face. Nobody said anything about that. So, agreed. So thank you for bringing that up. So, Steph. No one is criticizing Wendy. Her mom and sister just want to be left out of it. They all can respect each other's wishes. Yes, I agree. I think that, like you said, going forward, Wendy needs to form a relationship with her dad and not talk about with her mom and sister. Yup, Ashley's dad slammed the door and you heard the lock twist. Yup, Kenya's mother did too. Set boundaries. Yep. Yep. What about Kenya going to meet her mom in the earlier seasons of Atlanta? She kept knocking on her door and the mom didn't even answer her. Yep, I remember that. You said she can have a relationship with all she wants. She just don't include her mom because she doesn't know all he put her through behind closed doors. Susan needs therapy. It's triggering. Oh no. Hey, Yzma. Yzma has jokes today. Oh my goodness. You said dad probably calls Wendy Wanda. He's checked out. Jesus. Jesus. I hope it's not that. I hope it's not that bad. Where he doesn't remember her name. My goodness. Oh my gosh. I know. Y'all are in rare form today. I knew it though. I knew it. I said, yeah, this episode, everybody's gonna be in rare form, child, right before Christmas. Y'all better stop, y'all. It's Christmas. Y'all better stop. It's Christmas time. Everybody needs to be good, okay? Oh wow. I left my fiance and never looked back after he attacked me and sided with his friend. Never looked back. Well, I'm glad you left. God is good that you left. I'm very sorry. Well, listen, just so you know, he's going to get what's coming to him. he's gonna get what's coming to him. So just know that just you don't get away with anything in this life. He's gonna get what's coming to him. So, but I'm happy that you left. God is good that I'm happy that you left. Whew. My mom raised me as a single mother and hated when I was excited to talk to my dad because he wasn't there much in my childhood. Wendy's mom was triggered AF by Wendy wanting a relationship with the dad. Being triggered is not an excuse. I'm tired of hearing that. Whew. 4 degrees, 4 jobs, 4 phones, 4 runs in all generations of that family. Brooke, did you see what Cherise said in the Instagram comments today about seeing the disrespect, real friendships? No, I didn't see. I didn't see what Cherise said. Yes, no, it's true. Wendy and no, that's I made a mental note of that too. Eddie and sorry, forgive me. Give me. Oh Lord, have mercy, child. Sorry about that. Eddie and Wendy really only have each other since both families are so dysfunctional. Yes, they do. Because when Wendy said at the end, I don't, nobody has my back, and he said, "No, honey, I have your back," and he just hugged her. That was very touching. But no, it's true. They both come from dysfunction. His family cut him off. Her dad's a deadbeat. Miss Susan's just going crazy. Yeah, they really do only have each other. You said Mama Susan grabbed your voice box real quick. Oh, no, and I rebuke that. So Sharice is mad at Ashley. Yes, Wendy is allowed to try a relationship with her father. She just doesn't need to speak to Susan about it, since Susan needs to let her daughter do her thing, in my opinion. Yo, absolutely. This is definitely a case of two things can be true. Wendy is allowed to still want a relationship with her dad, even though he's a deadbeat. But she doesn't need to talk about it with Susan. I agree with that. Sharice is backpedaling in the Instagram comments. Well, it's too late to backpedal now. She was laughing and, having a good old time when Ashley told her the story about how her and her son got together. Hey, Southern Savvy Bell, thank you for the super chat. Susan needs to grow up. Triggered is not an excuse, but can you imagine how much the mom struggled, especially back in the days in a labeled third world country, and dad running the streets reopens old wounds. Very true. So she is so she's not okay with her hunching her son now. Her father's still a trigger to her mom. Susan doesn't want Wendy to give her dad money. Hopefully that gift card was to buy a better wig. Not cha-cha backpedaling. Yes, the sad part is nobody cares about Cherie, so all this will just pass with the wind. Exactly. A trigger after 23 years at minimum. Yes, if Susan was mature, she would have, I'm not going to get in the way of you fostering a relationship with your dad. However, his track record isn't good. If things go off track, I'll be here. Yes, I agree. Charisse needs that gift card immediately. Susan wants to be the only one with access to the money. Charisse sees a new storyline brewing. When I tell you, I love every time Alexander Rogers refers to Charisse as Charisse. Charisse is glad to be on TV. Charisse is never okay with it. She just wants to maintain connection so she can slither her way back to be on camera during filming. Some parents refuse to go to therapy and do the work, unfortunately. Oh, yeah. Susan said, not my purse strings. Brooke, thoughts on Dr. Simone and her husband and son on Married to Medicine? Oh, I spoke about it um 2 lives ago. I gave my thoughts. The live about Beverly Hills, about Kyle coming out. Check it out. But yeah, I think that this is what happens when you marry down. It's another clear example of what happens when women marry down and are the breadwinners of the family. That's what I believe. This is a classic case of that. The fact that Cecil's just sitting there doing nothing, um, on the son's side, the sides have no work ethic whatsoever. Dr. Simone is burnt out, and she's tired of being the ATM and the breadwinner of the family while her husband sits there and does nothing and offers her no support. That's what happens when women play dumb games. So that just my 2 cents. Yep, Cecil's on the son's side because he's an OG bum, taking care of 3 grown men. Exactly. Simone married potential. Do you think Susan still has that Dior? Oh, I don't even know. Yes, Dr. Simone needs to file for divorce, sell the house, and live her best life. I agree with that. But no, the thing is now, the horrible part is if she files for divorce, she'll have to give Cecil all that money. They don't have a prenup, so that's my only thing. That's my only thing. I feel she's probably like, well, if I divorce him, I have to pay him out. Just a mess. Child, that Dior looks so fake to me. Yes, it did. It did. And so did that Gucci belt. I thought the same thing. It looked so flimsy. The color wasn't right. I said, I never seen that color. I said, I never, yeah, we see each other. I would just pay him and move on with my life. True. It's just a tough situation. Yes, honey, she got Dior, honey, Dior. She bought it at Saks 6th Street on the corner of Canal and Delancey. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'd rather take the loss. Yeah. She got that limited edition. Oh gosh. Oh goodness. That purse was Dooney and Burke. She got Endy, Chanel, and Mucci. She would get a post nuptial. Yes, yes. Hi, Frozen Mocha 9911. Thank you for the super chat. My mom was abusive and hid us from our dad after divorce. I'm so sorry to hear that. She'd flip out when he tried to get in touch with us. We grew up thinking he was a deadbeat. Oh my gosh. I'm very sorry to hear that. I really am. Listen, I have no words. I'm very sorry to hear that. That's horrible. That's horrible. Uh, it's just. Mm, I just get. I mean, I don't want to ask any. I don't want to. I don't want to pry. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to open up wounds. So I'll refrain from asking questions. But just know that I really feel my heart goes out to you. You didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve. I hope that you're healing. I feel really sorry. I feel very bad to hear that. I really do. Hi, Easma 7639. Thank you for the super chat. Cecil's not letting his protector and provider go. Child, he's gonna hold on to her with an iron fist. I believe in paying for sanity. Simone needs a divorce today. I agree. Most people should not be parents. I agree. She'll still be rich after paying him. Simone pay the man and get some peace. Yeah, you're right. Yes, I know my heart thank no for everybody who shared their stories in the chat today. I just want to say thank you for sharing. My heart goes out to you. And you know what I'm thinking too. You know how Rick Ross's baby mama Tia Kemp will curse deadbeats out on the phone. I would love to do that. Like, give me the numbers of your deadbeat abusive parents, and I will curse them out. Like, my heart goes out to y'all. It really does. Hey, Frozen Mocha. Oh, thank you for the super chat again. Thank you, Brooke. That's why I really empathize with Wendy. I'm also trying to mend my relationship with my dad now that I'm older. Oh, okay. Well, God, thank you for the update. Thank you for the update. I appreciate you for the update. But no, I can understand. I'm trying to mend my relationship with my dad now that I'm older. Yeah, listen, I'm praying for you. I hope that things pan out with you and your dad. And again, you just so you know, none of this was your fault. So none of this. I hope you don't have any blame. I hope you don't have any guilt or shame. None of this was your fault. None of this. So if that offers you any relief or solace, I hope it does. I know I'm just here, somebody on the internet, but in all seriousness, though, I really hope that none of this was your fault. So I hope that you're able to reconcile that none of this was your fault. You're not, you're the victim here. So, and again, my heart goes out to you, and God bless you. You say I'll give you Carl's number right now. Brooke's gonna give that classy cursing. Let me give you my dad's number, child. Wish you would curse out my father right now. Brooke, I would pay to see that. Tia Cuss is so good. She's a doctorate in cussing. Baby, Tia Kemp wears those folks out. You said, Brooke, please, Brooke Kemp Jr. I'm screaming. Okay, I've grown from those fools. Thank you. Oh, yes. God bless you. Simone let the other ladies on the show talk her out of a divorce years ago. She really listened to Bird Brain Women. People ready to give you numbers, honey. Yes, they are. Oh, thank you so much. It means a lot. I've been able to make peace with things because holding on to that bitterness is exhausting, and no one's about to age me before my time. I know that's right. Simone should have divorced his sorry ass a long time ago. I agree. Oh no, I tried to mend my relationship with my dad. He told me I need to get over it because he apparently could have done a lot worse. Never spoke to him again. Then he died alone a couple of years ago. What? Well, your dad had the nerve to say that to you? The audacity. The audacity. I would say more, but just I hope you're at peace. That's horrible. I'm annoyed for you. Well, just so you know, that was his guilt talking because he knows that he was horrible. So that was his guilt. He couldn't own up to it like a man and just apologize to you. So he tried to flip it on you. How dare he? I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Brooke, does your phone pen cover the afterlife? I need you to have a few words. Brooke, me and my mom had a good relationship, but you can curse my stepdad out. That sounds like Wendy's dad with his water under the bridge comment. I literally go no contact with both my parents. I believe in preserving my peace, as you should. Cecil was frolicking in the airport with his side piece. Child. None of these women would keep Cecil. I know. It's ridiculous. Well, you know what? No, I can't say that. A lot of Married to Medicine, like the women are pick-me's. Look at Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Dr. Heavenly. They're all pick-me's. So they would keep Cecil. Heavenly definitely believes that having a piece of a man is better than no man. She's so warped in her thinking. Do we think this fraud case will make Wendy's dad step away? Oh, maybe he might be saying, "Oh, damn," like, yeah, think about it. Yeah, I could see that maybe he backs away, like that Homer Simpson meme where he's backing into the bushes. Yeah, I could see that. I could see this, whole thing putting a wrench into their relationship. Heavenly is the queen of pick-me's. Gen X women are notoriously pick-me's. That's one of the saddest things. See how some parents normalize this type of evil treatment. I know. I'm glad Quad did not let the gerbil impregnate her. Yeah, same here. Brooke's going to be calling the living and the dead, saying, now listen here, deadbeat. Oh, wow. I had to cut ties with my father. He's awful. Didn't show up to my graduate school graduation simply because he didn't feel like it. What? I'm getting my PhD now, and he doesn't know. Cheers to the girls' weekend. Oh, cheers to you. Cheers to you. God bless you. That is, and when you start making the big bucks and he comes around, that number better be blocked. How dare he? How dare he? A mess. Atlanta's full of accomplished pick-me's. Yes. You said putting the dead in deadbeat. Not abandonment and irresponsibility being disguised as cultural tradition. Child. Cecil was cute back in the day. A man's looks does not override his provision. Okay. Pick-me women are in every generation. Oh yeah, because we're seeing an uptick of it right now today. So okay, good. I'm happy to hear this. Thanks, y'all. Don't worry. I'm healing. My life is amazing. Your girl's going to get her PhD in a few months here in spite of all the BS. Oh, God bless you. God bless you. I'm happy to hear that. Congratulations in advance. Yeah, no, it's like an uptick. There's an uptick in the Gen Z girls. Everybody's like sipping the pick me desperado Kool-Aid, and it's concerning. But guys, yes, no, it's true. Chili's dates and PS5s, exactly. A lot of Gen Z are hella racist too. It's honestly an uptick in all women. No, I feel like it's getting scary out here. It truly is getting scary. Susan needs to seek help. Come on, PhDs, yes. Wendy's mom bragged about spending her money. Now mad she wants to speak with her father. She was mad the money was about to be split. My mom has her flaws, but one thing she always said is that she wants me to be better than her and supported me in everything I did. I love that. I do the same for my girls. I'm their biggest cheerleader. Oh, I love that. See, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. I love that. I really do love that. God bless you and your girls. I love that. And God bless your mom. I'm happy that you came from love and support. God is good. Yes, throat sprays and lozenges. Yes. Child, you said I agree. I think it's about money. Did you see Kiki Palmer giggling like an idiot with a blue face? Yes. We need to talk about yes. Kiki is a pick me. No, she is. She is. She absolutely is for sure. And she also she enjoys providing for men. And it's bizarre from the choice in her baby's father hanging out with men who are no good. It's weird. I don't know what's going on, but it's time that we tell the truth. No, Kiki's a big pick me for sure. It's weird. Yes, very yes. They're absolutely. Yes, she's very male centered. It's sad to see her legacy go down like this. I know. Steve Harvey tried to help her and she didn't listen. Oh no, every single time. every single time, like somebody says, you need to find a man on your level who has money too, she always is upset about that. Like she rebuffs that. I'm like, girl, are you okay? If a man has less than her, that's the man that she wants. That is the man for her. It's a mess. I don't understand it. It's horrible. She's very male identified and broke male identified at that. No, she doesn't. No, she does. Like I wasn't even being like shady. I know she enjoys being the provider. It's crazy. It's sick. It's very sad. Yes, she does. She wants to control them. Yep. 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 Mm-hmm. 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 A mess. That's so funny because I was just thinking that the other day about her, and that's so funny that you brought her up in the chat. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. Like she literally gets like visibly angry when people try to say, hey, girl, you're worth like $20 million. You need to seek out men who have just as much as you do. Like you need to stop dating down. And she gets visibly upset. Like she gets really angry. Yes, she's a savior complex. She does. Always goofy and giggly over an abusive loser. Yes. She does backflips for bombs. Yes. So I read her first book. It was like her memoir. And when she got to that thing, like that whole part about like her dad, it was really strange. Like she pretty much, long story short, but like she discussed how she was the provider for the family. She was the breadwinner of the family. And like, she kind of like rubbed that in her dad's face. Like, it's a very weird dynamic. It's a very strange dynamic. Yep, she's going to have Jonathan Majors on that show too. I remember that. I had to stop listening to her podcast because it felt like a certain kind of vibration, the low kind. Yes, very much so. Some people enjoy a struggle, I guess. Yes, somebody said it. I don't remember which chat, but they said she's used to it because she provides for her family since she was a kid. Yes. Yes, she's been in movies with all these top stars. Why not be like Zendaya and date her co-star? At least they have their own money. Exactly. Oh yes, the white man with the wings show had a crush on Kiki. Yes, Hot Ones, the host of Hot Ones has the biggest crush on her. I'm like, can she date him? Like he's rich, like he's cute, he's rich, he's good personality, there's chemistry there. I'm like, Kiki, like what is going on? It's like all the good men with great jobs and great money and names for themselves, handsome, good, excellent credit. Girl, why are we picking a bum over? Like, they would be such a cute couple. I wanted them to go out so badly. When he admitted to her that he had a crush on her, I was like, and meanwhile, she shot her shot with her baby's father. It's like, just a mess. You guys know I don't believe in women shooting their shots with men. If you had to shoot your shot with a man, he doesn't like you. Because I'm telling you right now, even the shyest man, if he likes you, he's gonna muster up the courage to talk to you. And you shouldn't want a man who's that nervous that he can't come up to you and tell you that he likes you and wants to take you out on a date. In my opinion, it doesn't work when a woman approaches a man. It doesn't. The girls get angry when I say it, but it doesn't work. Yes, I think that they kiss. Yeah, they did kiss. They'd be a cute couple. Oh, no, wait, now, wait, can't wait, Kombuchana, I want to highlight your comment so bad. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm going to do it. No, we see each other. That's exactly, yes. Yes. Okay, wait. So no, you guys, we say it. No, it's the truth. Just what Kombuchana said. She does. Okay, we all share the same brain. We see it. We see each other. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Yes, I think sometimes women like Kiki think they're being progressive and modern. Yes, it's just being counterintuitive. We are right here, honey. We are right here. We are right here. She want to give love in basketball. Yes. The speed at which Brooke took it down. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You better stop it. You better stop or y'all get me in trouble today, please. We see each other, okay? Yes, I think we all were behind Kiki and Hot Ones Sean, but we can't want it more than she does. Exactly. Yeah, wait, okay, wait, stop it. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. Why was I about to say that? Why are you in my head right now? I was just about to say that. Baby, they're coming to bust this live up. They're coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're about to come in and bust this whole thing up. Oh my gosh. Hi, Liberia Rose. Thank you for the super chat. Key had to provide for her entire family at a young age. It's second nature to her. I know, it's very sad. And it shouldn't have been that way. The Saints are about to come marching in. Oh my gosh. Y'all better stop it. Get out. Get out. Y'all have me in tears. Please. Please. If I say this out loud, they're gonna get so mad at me. Do y'all see this comment? Do y'all see this comment? Get out. Why would you say this? Y'all have me in tears. Please. Please. Why would you say this? Y'all have me in tears today. Please. Please. Oh my gosh. Y'all better stop it. Please. You have me screaming so hard. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Please. If I could pin your comment right now, I would. No, you really have me you have me screaming. No, you guys are in rare form before Christmas. Like why would you do that? What's your opinion on the influencer women whose husbands technically work for them, but they are the breadwinners? I have my thoughts about that. I'm gonna just be quiet. I know you if you've been watching me for a while, then you know my thoughts on that. I'm gonna be quiet, but you can take a guess on what I think about that. God bless. Child, I'm just God bless. God bless. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just leave it there. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. Chat drunk off of the eggnog or Henny. Okay. Hey, Yzma, 7639. Thank you for the super chat. Shira, Rays, Cecil, and Todd Tucker. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh. Oh no. We have a few people. We have a few in the chat already starting, about to come over here and turn this live out. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Brooke wasn't here for Sai's husband or Roni. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. You said not the free. Oh my gosh. Listen, if you know, Let me know. I keep asking myself the same thing. I keep asking the same thing. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, but I just mind my business. I just mind my business. Listen, all I'm gonna say is God bless. But let me just say this, Greg. You can see the list. It doesn't work. It does not work. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I need the girls to wake up. I really do. If there's one thing this chat unites against, it's desperation from women. I agree. Yeah, no, I feel like, yes. I feel like we do come together to fight against that. We fight the good fight. Yeah, honey, we good over here. Exactly. Exactly. Honey, they're on the way to bust up this chat. Oh gosh, y'all have me screaming, please. Oh, y'all have me screaming, please, y'all. Yup, Mary J paying child support for Ken Dude's kids that weren't even there. Yeah, she was paying him. She was paying him $130,000 a month during their divorce. A mess. I just read. I had to Google it. The last time we talked about this, I Googled when I got off the live. I said, "Is Mary J. Blige still paying him alimony?" And God is so good. Mary J. Blige stopped paying Kendu in, I think, 2018. I said, "Oh, God is so good." So she hasn't paid him a dime in a long time. So that like warmed my heart. So her last spousal support alimony payment was 7 years ago. So I said, okay. You say you're crying. Let me get my cocoa butter out, child. Yes, Mel B from Spice Girls. Yes, yes. Get out. Get out. You better stop. Y'all want me to get in trouble so bad. Why would you say that? Oh, gosh. Is that why she doesn't give an F dancing on stage now? Have a good night. Oh gosh. Y'all have me screaming. Oh gosh. Get the 28,000. You said, Brooke, what's the inside joke on Black love? Given you are an example of successful Black love, I'm intrigued. Oh my gosh. I can't even. We'll be here all day. You'd have to go back and look at an older live, but like, long story short, I remember I just told like, Black women in the chat, I said, like, girls, you do need to like date, like, open up your options, right? Like, don't be so like rigid on you have to, like, he has to be Black. Like, you should open up your options, right? So a few people were upset with me when I said that, and now we call them like the Black love warriors. Like, they get upset every time I say that. So it's like an inside joke about that. Like, every time I say, like, like, date out, expand your options, like, it's a big world out there, and I get pushback. Like, so that's where the inside joke came from. So yes. I hope I answered your question. So yes, now we have like it's a running joke. And then one of my subscribers, she made a joke saying, Brooke, when I meet you, I'm going to give you a Black love hat. So like we're always teasing each other about it. Oh. So that's the joke. That's the joke. So I hope I explained it. The explanation is sending me. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's the live that I did where I talked about, like, expand your options. It was like months ago. And so from then on it's been like a funny inside joke. So, yes, as you should. Exactly, exactly. Y'all have me. Yeah, 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 you were there for that live. They were upset with me, child. Oh, you said you ended up marrying outside your race after all your exes end up being your own. Listen, no, it's true. It's try something new, you know? Listen, I get it. I know y'all are so funny. Y'all are fab. Okay. I really like I love y'all down. Okay. We have a good old time on this show. Oh my gosh. All the pick me's were upset with you. They were upset with me. So you guys have me screaming. Oh gosh. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love y'all down. Brooke, I have to say your parents did a great job with you. You have very forward-thinking perspectives and you're of sound mind. Thank you. You'll be an incredible mom if when you decide to be. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, I thank God every day. So I don't take anything for granted. So I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Yes, same ones defending Jonathan Majors. Lord, the community is a mess. Oh, thank you. Love you down. Uh-huh. No, it's true. Black love is a movement pushed on Black women to stay in and maintain relationships that overwhelmingly do not serve them. No, it's true. And think about it. The Black love movement is never pushed on Black men. We see what it's just funny how Black women are supposed to, be Black love, but the Black men are able to. So let me not bring that up before I really cause this live to be shut down. Nobody forces Black love on Black men. It's only on Black women. Why is that? Black men go else. Let's talk about it. Let all of our entertainers. It's rare when we see stop. So let me be quiet. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Oh, uh-huh. Yo. You said, Brooke, please. No, because you know they're gonna get really mad if I say what I really want to say. So please, it's only pushed on Black women, but Black men. So I'll be quiet. We'll talk. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we can go on, but I agree. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. You tell no lies, Brooke. Your parents gave you strength and support to be your own person. Yes, they did. They did a good job. Thank you. I would say they did do a good job. No, they really did. I'm very grateful. Truly. Thank you. Honey, I'm about to listen. If I shake the table, I'll shut this whole live down. They're gonna really get me then. They're gonna get me. If I say what I really want to say, they'll get me. You said okay. um, you said let them be mad, Brooke. Okay. All right. Okay, we see each other in this chat. Hey, the perfume preppy. Thank you for the super chat. If you're gonna be stupid, at least pray Kelly Clarkson's prayer. Oh, y'all better stop. Y'all, Brooke, you preaching tonight. Listen, I'm trying. You said I don't like Wendy, but I felt sorry for her when Susan went off on her. One day I hope you say it all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, honey, you know where I'm going with that. A swift departure. Yes, there's nothing wrong with speaking the truth. Some people need to take their medicine. That's very true. That's very true. Y'all have me screaming. Oh gosh, the wheels on the bus go round and round, please. Y'all better stop, please. Oh no. you guys won't be happy until y'all have this live shut down. Oh my gosh, do you see this? You have been in rare form today. You have been in rare form today. This chat is too much. Stop. Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, Maya, I was waiting for you. Maya, I was waiting for you at the door with the hats. Oh my gosh, y'all, please. Oh, when I tell you they are going to, Lord, when the subscribers who catch the replay get to this part of the live, it's gonna be something. Oh my gosh, the love bus. Child, she let me hold something. Child, like Tia Mary picked that man up at the bus stop, a mess. Lord have mercy. You said, my God, today. Oh no. In the relationship screaming, close the doors. Oh gosh. Tia drove past that man in her car at the bus stop. No, she did. She said it. She was in her brand new BMW, drop top convertible, you know, and he was at the bus stop and she picked him up and said, I think you're cute. Just a mess. I need the ladies to listen. I need the ladies to listen. Mm-hmm. Yup. Oh, you know they will. You know they will, honey. You know they will. You said waiting at the child. Y'all are on one tonight. Y'all must be good and lit. Tia said y'all date the bus driver, but I date the bus passenger. Oh no. Oh gosh. Tia was much younger though when that happened. She was 20. I'll give her some grace. Oh my gosh. Please, y'all. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. Y'all have me screaming. A mess. Listen, y'all. She was 20 with a coin. I know, in no sense. Ain't no grace here with that foolishness. Okay, listen, that's where 20 is old enough to know better. We need a live on this. You know what? We're gonna do a live on marrying and dating down. We need to have an extensive live about this. We truly do, because it's an epidemic and it needs to stop. So we'll do that. But y'all, I'm going to end the live right here. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. I'm wishing you all a very Merry Christmas. I hope y'all have a wonderful time with family, friends, loved ones. For all of y'all who celebrate Christmas, I want to be respectful in case you don't celebrate Christmas. But for all who celebrate Christmas, I'm wishing you a very Merry Christmas. I'm sure I'll sneak a live in before New Year's Eve, but you probably won't see me for a little bit. You know I rest, okay? But guys, I really love y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week, wonderful Christmas, and I will see you all later, okay? But guys, we always have a good old time, and love y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. All right, bye guys. Happy holidays. Have a very happy new year in case I don't see you before then, but I think I will. But love y'all, okay? Bye guys. Thank you for spending some time with me. We had a great time as always.